Beast Magnolia and ask for a bag of Skittles while the pretzels are inside of a can of Sprite. Anyone watching the VOD is going to be so freaking confused when they see that at the start. Morbius. Okay. Okay. Alright. Should be live. Should be live. I don't know, man. That's allegedly. Supposedly. Probably. Anyway. We're gonna play Deadlock, but we have news stuff for multiple game. So apparently Utopia is broken now. Everyone's talking about it, and everyone wants to spoil me on it, so I haven't been able to spend time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Places, because everyone wants to talk about the Utopia cards and what they do, and I'm not doing that, so... Apparently we got support for all of the Yuma things, and apparently they're broken, so let's... I know Twitch is still running ads, it's fine, I'm just gonna read these. So we have Zubaba Knight, and it's level 3. Oh boy, I'm sure it's going to level modulate anyway, so that's fine. On summon adds a Zubaba except for Knight and gains the Zubaba's level. Okay. Alright, I see where we're going with this. And then if it is detached from an Xyz monster, add a Gagaga. Okay. So, let me pull up Dueling Book really quickly. Because this is an important question I have. Is this good for pure Gagaga, right? And the reason this is an important question... Why did I not just do Zubaba? Yes! This is nuts for pure Gagaga, baby! You just play fucking Zubaba engine in Gagaga, and then that also gives us targets for Onomatopera. Anyway... alright, so then its other normal summon effect also lets you, blow something up in defense, but that's probably alright, but it's fine. Oh, it's also a special summon, which is nice. But I mean, alright, this seems solid on its own. It level modulates into whatever the fuck you want. The only downside is, yeah. Look at all these crazy options, man, no way! Crazy. Alright, Gagaga Ganbara Knight. You can reveal a Gagaga from your extra deck, special this from your hand, then either special a Gagaga from hand, or change the battle position of one monster. Gee, I wonder what we're doing every fucking time we use this. No way, man. That's crazy. I would have to make so many decisions with this deck. I could change the battle position of a monster. No way, Chad. That's crazy. Oh, broken. And then it adds a Go-Go-Go. So what can we do with searching a Go-Go-Go in a Gagaga deck? Assuming we're not just trying to play all of the guys. All right, we got lots of these. I guess you. The problem is these are kind of the only other guys that were supposed to function as their own little deck. And I genuinely, this is like the hero thing where it's like, okay, cool. I see what we're doing with this, but also like, 2 of these are meant to function as their own deck. Let them! Because there's no good searches. Like, the best one is this, and at that point, you're just kind of also going to have to play... Well, I guess... No. I guess you work. I guess you kind of work. I guess. I don't know. It's like... some one-ups, but it's... I don't know, man. Just let me play the 2 that are supposed to work together. Frick! We have Go-Go-Go Goblinberg. Yo! On normal summon. You can't special for the extra deck for the rest of the turn except the Xyz. But then you special a non-warrior Go-Go-Go from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And if it's an attack, it becomes defense position. Okay. Alright. Sure. And then if it's detached, search a Dododo. So we're dealing with just Goki for Xyz, basically. Is what I'm seeing, yeah, because then we had a Zubaba. We looped the whole thing around. Why did we not start with Gagaga? That's like, why did you not start the reveals with Gagaga? That angers me. You can send a Dododo from the deck to the graveyard. You can't special for the rest of the turn except Xyz, but also special this from your hand. And its level becomes 4 and its attack goes down. Okay. Okay. What Dododo monsters do we want in our graveyard? Oh, apparently Dododo also has a couple of cards to work on their own. Oh, so it's just Zubaba that's not allowed to be their own deck. Oh, right, we just send you. Ah. Alright, anyway. Utopic Future Zexal. Oh, no. Oh, frick. So it is a rank 0, but also a rank 1, because fuck you, and it uses Utopic Future materials. That makes sense. That's the name. Means the attack of the rank attached times... Oh, no. The rank that you control and in your opponent's graveyard times 5. Oh, boy. It has a hard self-lock. Cool. Great. For both battle and effects. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are you going to tell me this deck is struggling to board 4 rank 4s? Because I feel like it's not. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect on the field, detach 1, take control of a monster your opponent controls. Also, this card can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Okay. Life is pain. Alright, we have Gaga Girl. No way, she got an Xyz reach. Okay, but can we just talk about this? Kind of just really nice artwork. Also, phone. I keep forgetting she has a phone. I keep forgetting she has a fucking cell phone. If this card has any of the forest material, you can detach 1, add a Gaga, Onomat, or Xyz card. Yeah, fuck the other 3. Okay, so this one is designed for pure Gaga. Like, you're supposed to be extending for Gaga with this. Based. Real and true and based. And if it's attached to a utopic future, then that gains a second attack the battle phase at the turn it's summoned. That's crazy. Heroic champion? What? What the frick? If this card battles an opponent's monster during damage calc, you can detach 2 and its attack is doubled. Now why is this in here? Why is this in here? It's the only... What the fuck? What the heck word? Okay. Once per turn during the main phase, you can target another face-up monster you control. Oh! Oh! So it becomes an 8K. You can banish this card from your graveyard, shuffle 3 warriors from your graveyard into the deck. Why is this card in with these reveals? What does it have to do with anything? What does this have to do with anything? So, like, if you could protect this somehow, right, you could put yourself in a position in which opponent just... If you could somehow protect this thing, you could put yourself in a position in which if this thing is out for 2 turns, it just wins the game automatically. That's so funny. That's terrible, but it's so funny. Gaga Hope Tactics. Utopia or utopic monsters you control whose original attribute is light. Really? Really? We're really doing this? We're really doing this? We're really doing it with these 2, huh? You're gonna be that much of an asshole, huh? Okay. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Also, your opponent can't target the... this was acceptable. And then you can just fucking do anything you want if you control a Gagaga monster. Awesome. If you Xyz summon a Utopia or Utopic Light, you can destroy a card. What the fuck? So your board is just unbreakable. So your board is just unbreakable is the thing. Oh my god. You literally need back row removal and really fucking good monster removal. Like, holy shit. Like, I mean, I guess we're just on, like, depending on how wide the board for this deck goes, you're on anything from Kaijus to Sphere mode. Because if you don't fucking have them, you can't play the game. Because it's much easier to just be like, alright, Lava Golem, than it is to be like, yes, I'm going to, activate, Harpy's Feather Duster, yes, and then Lightning Storm, which, yes, you will negate, and then Dark Ruler no more, so you're negated. Yes, very good. Yes, and then I will Regeki. I was like, no, dude, then you have one card in hand. And like, yes, it's 2025. Of course one card is your entire combo, but like, no. Just play Kaijus. Or bigger Kaijus, in the case of Lava Golem. Actually, in the case of like Ryzeal and Malice, you probably can just play Golem in Sphere mode, because what is a normal summon anyway? Is a normal summon Phil Swift? No. It's Swilfift. You didn't consider that option, did you? You fool! You foolish fool of foolishness. Anyway. Xyz Unbreakable Barrier. We're giving him a counter trap now? We're giving him a counter trap now. Awesome. When a spell trap or monster effect is activated and you control it Xyz, negate, then detach 2 to destroy 1. And it doesn't have to be the activated card, because if the activated card is already going to the graveyard anyway, this means you can just destroy something else. Then you can banish it from the graveyard to attach a light Xyz, Utopia, or Utopic to any Xyz you control. Yay! Okay, yeah, this shit seems kind of broken. The only thing is, it looks like it's very interruptible before you start actually making shit, and I could see that being like a big issue for the deck, but if this deck is allowed to pop off, it just kind of auto-wins, right? Like, you can't reliably break this deck's boards. That's insane. We also have nice alt art for Lightning Storm, in which Cyber Dragon is on it for some reason. Okay. We also have Eldritch Extravagance? Where's the green? Where'd the green go? I know he's the Golden Lord, but the one on the left should be green. That's the whole point. That's the point of the pots. The dual pots. They're one of each, please. The fuck? Okay. Alright. Anyway. Couple more things to go over. Overwatch has gotten some news that we're going to go through very briefly here. We have a trailer here for the next season coming out, I think, on Tuesday in it. Gotta go finish up that battle pass that I didn't actually finish yet, and I meant to, and then I just kind of stopped playing hero shooters this season. Oops. But fucking we got season 15 trailer. And apparently, actually, people are kind of mad at some of the things. Some of which people are mad at because they want to be mad, and others people are mad at for reasons. So I have seen some of the contents of this and some things that are coming, I think, in season 16 as well. Unless they've sped up the hero release, in which case, cool, I guess? Because it's supposed to be even-numbered seasons we get them. But anyway, let's do the thing. Or is it odd-numbered? I actually don't remember. Oh, that's loud. Oh, right. We don't have, you don't have audio, and now you do. Okay, turn that down, though, because it's loud as piss. Okay. It's quieter now, even though it's at the same volume. Now it's too quiet for you guys. Okay.
From the ashes, rise again.
Why are we advertising a rank reset? That's not a selling point.
It is not about standing atop the mountain. It is the climb.
Okay. I'm sorry, are we not like a third of the way through this? We kind of are, yeah. Oh, right.
To own one of these weapons,
Yeah, it's been like a year since the Jade weapons. Okay, these look nicer than the Jade weapons. I gotta play ranked. I gotta get some of these. And I've just been wanting to play ranked in these fucking games anyway. So we have this, which I've seen people talking about. Yep, so we're getting... I think this is a game mode. But it is a game mode in which... Yep, and then loot boxes are coming back. So it seems to be a game mode in which you get... something between Paladin's talents and specifically Deadlock items. And then we're also getting Goat's meta for Classic, because they're just kind of going through all of Classic. And they're probably going to keep rotating it like every season or two. That's a kind of cool skin. I dig it. I dig it. It's nice. It's nice. Okay. I can get behind that. I'll probably pick this pass up if I have the coins. The coins. I think I should. I think I do. I think. That's kind of a shit-ass ult effect, but sure, whatever. Okay.
I will achieve my...
Those are some ugly-ass skins, chat. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Maybe we ain't picking this pass up. Maybe I'll wait a couple seasons. Oh god. Oh. Alright, but that one's kind of nice. But is that worth it, though? This would be for that and the Zen skin is kind of the thing. So yeah, probably.
Such a masterful display. Play it again. I will rewatch this one a few more times.
Oh, there's more. Billy Mays here. Okay, so yeah, new hero is coming out next season, not the one that's coming up in a week. Okay. Cool. And then we have a little article talking about it. And we also have this, which was a big thing talking about like the general future, and I'm not going to go over this, but this is where a lot of other stuff came from that I found out about, and it's like, this is how we know about the new hero, the new game mode that's coming, but that's all coming way later. But yeah, so a lot of people are like pissed that loot boxes are coming back, even though you can't purchase them, and people have been begging for loot boxes to come back. People are like, oh, they're only doing 6v6 because of rivals, and then it's like, but people have been begging for 6v6 to come back since 5v5 started, and it's like, okay, whatever. A lot of the things are just people being fucking idiots, but then also like the fact that they're getting perks is like, all right, so the way you're doing this is they're Paladin's talents, but they're laid out like specifically the Siege Beyond item shop in Paladins is actually probably the best way to do it. So, to phrase it rather. And so it's like, And like all these people be like, oh, they're doing X to copy rivals. And then everyone else being like, well, they're not that fast. You can't copy rivals. Like, yes, you're making a good point. However, they're copying Paladins, you fucking morons. Anyway. So, welcome to 2025. This will be one of Overwatch's most significant years so far. Can't wait to have you all dive into the updates coming your way and the continued drive to be the best competitive team. From the moment Paladins became playable, you were not this. Even, like, no. Especially if we're actually expanding the hero shooter genre to just be the words, right? If we're doing the thing I hate where it's like, oh, well, it's a hero shooter if it's a shooter with unique characters. Like, Siege is not a hero shooter. Valorant's not a hero shooter. But dear God, if we're counting those, Overwatch sure as hell ain't the best. Putting down Rivals and Paladins for that one. Yeah, those are definitely better games. I'm sorry. This year we'll see a variety of updates that improve gameplay, update comp rewards, introduce new experiences, metas, heroes, quality of life updates, and some of the best cosmetics we've ever made. Yeah, you're not making a strong impression with that one. Also, that's a low bar, I'm sorry. The vast majority of cosmetics in Paladins already clears the best cosmetics you've ever made. Not to mention the fact that Rivals is getting up there pretty fucking quick, too. I mean, they've got recolors, but pretty much everything that's not a recolor or an MCU skin kind of just fucking clears. But I'm open. I mean, the Zen skin's nice. Like, most of the mythics have been of decent quality. They're also just trying to claim they're worth $80, and I promise you they are not. Paladins doesn't even sell skins of that quality for $20, motherfucker. And I know Paladins is no longer in development anymore, but that doesn't make it not a better fucking game. In fact, I would argue it's more so that it's a sad thing that it is still a better game. Anyway, perks redefining gameplay. Coming season 15 on February 18th, so that is Tuesday, yep, is a significant innovation to the core gameplay. Wait, is this actually core? Wait, is this? Oh my god. Wait, this is just coming to the main game? That's insane. So you'll be able to choose from different upgrades, creating new options to either cement your team's victory, blah, 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 blah. Throughout the match, you'll receive 2 level ups. The first one is a choice between 2 minor perks that are lighter upgrades. Torb will have the choice between Forge Hammer, restoring the armor health of your teammates, or refilling Rivet Gun's ammo when activating Overload. And then major perks have bigger gameplay shifts. Torb will be able to choose from anchoring your turret to walls and ceilings, or a level 3 turret! Excuse me, Hades. Could you speak up a little? I don't feel like watching the spotlight for half an hour, so we're not going to do that, but also great. Launching in season 16 in April, Stadium is it's a third-person game mode, by the way. It's a best of 7 in which you earn Stadium coins to unlock and customize abilities. So it's like long-term MOBA shop type stuff. Okay, this is the thing that I saw, and this is what I thought like the perks were also going to be tied to, but they're just not. This is basically, we've seen the menu. I mean, they are pretty much just reusing the talent trees that got scrapped for PvE. And like, anytime I've seen people try to call out the fact that literally some of the examples that they saw, because I've seen some of the examples, and like some of these are literally just things that we know were supposed to be in the PvE. So that's crazy. We also have Freja, definitely not pronounced Freya, trust. And now chat. Look. I don't want to keep on the whole train of Overwatch is looting Paladin's grave here, but also like this is just Cassie, right? Like holy shit. Like, okay, man. Oh, explosive crossbow, huh? Oh, really? You better mean the crossbow itself explodes. Otherwise, I got questions. She requires precision and steady aim to master. Unload a flurry of rapid-fire bolts. All right. Slow it down with take aim to fire a high-speed explosive bolt that'll turn into fireworks. Quick dash! Oh, boy. Launch yourself sky high. Oh, my God. And then... okay, so this kid actually just looks like boring Cassie from the descriptions. No, dude, they did not just make piss fuck boring Cassie. They did not just make boring Cassie. No, dude. No! We did not just boil all of Cassie's cool combos down to oops, crossbow, and 2 dashes instead of 1. There's no way we did that. There's no fucking shot we did that. Hero 44, currently codenamed Aqua, is a Chinese hero wielding water-based abilities that can manipulate the battlefield with an innovative playstyle. That's cool. I hope that they get countered by Mei purely because it would be really funny. Season 15 launches a new competitive year, even though that should have happened in Season 13. I don't know if you guys know how counting works, but okay. the big highlight of this is Season 15. You will now be able to play 6v6 in competitive, and no mention of 6v6 coming at the cost of open queue, which is really cool because they said that was probably going to happen. And with no mention of that, I really hope that means that open queue will stay up, and maybe even open queue 6v6 ranked, which would be super fucking cool. The one thing I do hope is that the 6v6, they actually learn from the fact that people are very aware of the fact that they blatantly sabotage tanks to make them feel worse in 6v6 than they actually should, and that reverting a bunch of quality of life changes was fucking stupid. Because everyone's like, oh, well, if you leave Zarya with her bubbles as is, then it's just Zarya plus anything meta. No, it's fucking not. Otherwise, Zarya would be broken in open queue. Anyway, Season 15 also features the return of loot boxes. Here's the odds for those as well. They'll be available in weekly and event rewards, as well as earning 1 legendary loot box in the free battle pass, an additional 2 in the premium. This is actually so fucking... All right, we're buying that pass. This is good. This is Overwatch W. This is an Overwatch W. Their loot boxes are great. And then after Season 15, various new systems will be introduced to further improve everyone's experience. In Season 16, we'll be introducing hero bans in competitive. Once again, people are saying this is them, oh, copying rivals. And then people are saying, no, you can't copy rivals that fast. And it's like, okay. What hero shooter has had bans for years now in ranked? Paladins. The answer's Paladin. They're copying. They're doing this because Paladins did it. I firmly believe they're doing this because Paladins does it. Especially now. Because now they can do whatever the fuck they want yoinking from Paladins, and like even fewer people than ever, unfortunately, are going to give a shit. And I will be doing Paladin streams in the future, by the way. This is a Deadlock stream. I go over news at the start, and there's not a lot of cards. A lot of Overwatch to talk about this time, though. I go over news of games I care about, except Vanguard. I read those cards when they come out, or I ignore them as, whatever. And what else is there here? Map voting system. The map vote. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This will result in people playing the same 3 or 4 maps over and over again. There are going to be people who are going to end up playing, who are going to end up not being able to play the maps they want. It's going to be a large number of people because the most popular maps are always going to win. No, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is not a new layer. Hero bans are a new layer. Map voting is not a new layer. This is bad. This is bad. This shuts out the majority of the map pool. And people are going to argue, but isn't there a reason people don't want to play on those maps? Because they're whiny fucking babies. Because they're whiny fucking babies. You know why people don't want to play Push? Why people don't want to play fucking Flashpoint? And Clash has some issues that all of the game modes have issues. But you know why people don't play fucking, don't want to play Push, don't want to play Flashpoint? Because they're fucking stupid. Because they're new thing bad. Oh my god. And you can just, they'll say, X is wrong with game mode. And then I'll say, here's why you're wrong. And they'll be like, yeah, but I still don't like it. And it's like, cool, you're entitled to that. But also, you don't like it because you're a fucking idiot. And that's all map voting is going to do. I've seen this happen before, more than once. Do not add this feature. Dear God. I know that I am, of all people, not going to fucking reach anyone at Blizzard with this, but I promise you, I have seen this multiple times. This is going to destroy the fucking game. Ranked will get stale fast for everyone. Map bans are a huge part of why I, slowed down on Siege Ranked after I got back into Siege, started playing a decent bit of Ranked, and then slowed way the fuck down because the Ranked system sucks and map bans are still a thing, and so you still play on the same fucking 3 maps. Did they not learn from Halo? Did they not learn from Siege doing this? And still doing it? And still having literally, I think Siege has a pool of 6 of its half of its competitive pool is almost never played in Ranked. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, yeah, so they're also cosmetics, cool cosmetics and stuff. This is cool, I guess. Mercy Mythic Weapon. Mythic weapons are still fucking stupid, though. And the fact that they're $80 goddamn is insane. Season 17, we're gonna get so season 16, we're gonna get a Juno Mythic. Oh, we're getting a Mythic Widowmaker weapon, even though we already have a Mythic 4 Widow. So Widow's going to be the first hero to have a mythic weapon and a mythic skin. Ugh. And season 17, we'll get one for Diva, which looks... I mean, this just looks like... This just looks like an Okami-fied Sonic Forces Titan. Well, I've seen a game company make worse decisions. Like canning a game that has the potential to compete with Overwatch if you feed it more than $4 a day, and then you know, expect it to thrive when it kind of needs more than that. But you know, we're doing a bad design choice, but ooh, look at the shiny. I think the insane thing is trying to convince someone who's never played a game with map bans that map bans are actually a bad thing is like a Herculean task. Like, it is insane how people will just not be receptive to the idea that it is not actually a good thing to have. Because they're like, but I don't have to play on the maps I don't want. Right. But you're also only going to play on the same 3 maps that everyone agrees on. Also, driver out of date when I'm on the most updated driver. Love that deadlock. That's just a bug with this game. That's just a bug with this game. I know other people that have that too, that literally check every time they open the game on their driver's website, and it's like, nope, I'm updated. Okay, deadlock. Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say, buddy. Why is the game so loud? That is deeply concerning. All right, and I know you guys don't have game audio. I'm working on it. Give me a second. Oh, frick. All right, chat. Who's ready for? We're gonna put the dancing floppy horse over near chat. All right, chat. I think that's the vibe. We'll put her there. We'll put her there. Oh, please don't make me go solo. All right, we're not going solo. We don't want the dash. We do, we do you, don't we? No, teammate. Why, Squidward? I feel like it's funnier if I say Squidward instead of SpongeBob there, and I don't know why. Yeah, it's just vibes. Just vibrational feelings, you know? You know how it goes. Alright. Friendo is at least securing ours. This is good. This is the good. This is the good. We got this, chat. We got this, chat. It's gamer time. Ah, cock my ball torture. I accidentally said that last night instead of cock and ball torture when I was disappointed. And then I realized how funny it was. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start saying that now. Yeah, I'm glad that my friend, though, over here is just, not doing things. That's awesome. What? Oh, jeeps. Okay.
They'll be lit up in no time.
Okay. All right. We do, oh, is Monster Bullets not still a thing? Oh, no, it is. Okay. Epic. My penis. Where the fuck is the item I'm looking for? It's, not you. Oh, because this is the default fucking build. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't find the fucking item. It's either doesn't exist or is under a different name, and I don't know which. It's really fucking frustrating.
Of a more mystical persuasion.
I think it might just not exist anymore. The item I'm looking for might just not exist anymore, chat. Alright, we'll just go basic mag then.
My feet are gonna smell like asphalt for weeks.
Okay. And we get to do the extra damage to the minions. Can I open the shop at any time? Yes, I can. Okay, good, good. I love that abilities hurt the fucking towers in this game, by the way. I think I've talked about it on stream before, because I played this game, I think, a couple times on stream. I do think it's genuinely really cool that abilities hurt the towers. It's such a unique choice. I mean, so is 4 lanes, honestly. I've seen people be like, well, it's not a MOBA because there's 4 lanes. It's more of a hero shooter. And I'm like, you're more of an idiot, aren't you? Toxic bullets is a thing. Okay, we just need 3k for it. That's all. No! Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping and expecting that they would, like, run at me. And then they just kind of didn't. Fuck. Yeah. We should add more range. Oh, jeebs. Okay. Thanks, friendo. I'm glad your full health ass didn't want to fucking help me there. While I'm rooted. You know, that's really cool of you. That's awesome, even. Alright, Hello? Hello, game? Thank you. Yeah, okay, toxic bullets is still a thing, thank god. I just had to remember the fucking name of it. The minions just dodged me. The fuck? That is unfortunate. Unlucky. Alright, so the reason that I want to get Toxic so early on, despite it being expensive, is because it combos really well and you just do a shitload of damage over time. You can then pair this with extra ammo and both weapon and spirit lifesteal. And you do a fuckload of damage and sustain a fair amount. If you go really late, you can pair that with some protection items, and you'll be vibing. You'll be vibing. I have come to touch you! Alright, now friendo. Now friendo. Taking a risk. You don't want to take a risk? Okay. Fine. Be a stinky doo-doo boring face. Oh jeebs. Oh jeebs. Well, here I was about to wait for my shit. Help? Help? Help, asshole? You're at like half health? Alright. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I just wanted to buy a thing, but I took too much damage. I probably should have just gone back immediately. Who be on it? Uh-huh, game? Okay.
They destroyed the Guardian on Greenwich.
Okay.
Headed to blue. That I'm known for. Set the spot.
That's unfortunate. They're not even really shooting at the minions, they're just kind of shooting at me, so I don't really get to steal anything. It's a little unfortunate.
Why delay the inevitable? Just come out and die.
Headed to Broadway. Take them down.
Later, nerds.
Purple Guardian.
Need help on purple.
Kind of hoping that they just ignore me here.
Our purple walker is under attack.
I don't have the life steal to be doing this. Why did I do that? Oh well. So yeah, we go for bullet and spirit life steal once we can.
I will strengthen you.
Really? I shoot it directly and it doesn't give me things?
Need help on Greenwich.
There we go. So then we go ahead and we pick bullet lifesteal for now.
A long way.
Next thing we do is we pick up spirit lifesteal. And then after spirit lifesteal, I think the play.
Our blue walker is under attack.
Ooh. We can do funny shit right now.
Our purple walker.
Kinda just don't want to be out of ammo if somebody runs at me, you know?
They've taken
That'd
our
suck.
purple walker.
That's alright. They're not running it. So we're good. All according to Keek. Love that I shot that and they got it. That's really cool. I would make a joke about this being a finished game with no bugs, but it is literally not a finished game. It is technically not an open beta. It is technically a closed beta. One that's extremely easy to get access to, but, you know. Technically a closed beta. Fuck.
Headed to purple.
Haha, Morbius! Wonder if this game has cheaters yet. I know Rivals did pretty much immediately, which was kind of nuts, honestly. These nuts!
They've taken our yellow guardian.
I just need to go back for the shop, because there's not a good accessible shop, like, super close. And honestly, I would just rather be safe as well, because they're really camping our shops this time around, which is, like, really fucking annoying, I gotta say. Alright, we're gonna get Spirit Lifesteal, and then we go next for Titanic Mag, I think. No, because we go for, extra Spirit, don't we? Because it's cheap. And it'll pair nicely with the Lifesteal. Won't it? Not gonna lie, I don't like my one having an internal cooldown. I don't think it did last time I played, but it's also been like 6 months. 6 months? No! My teammate did not walk in with me! You have to get insanely close for that shit. I did just kind of walk in and hope for the best, but I was also hoping my teammate would also, like, not just stand still. Fuck is Spirit? Oh, melee shit, okay. Yeah, so we go this. Hello? There we go. And then we can pick up Improved Spirit, Titanic Mag, we can get, we can eventually get Boundless Spirit and Superior Cooldown. Maybe the range thing too, but that's kind of for later. We're just kind of doing a little bit of stuff, you know? We definitely at some point sell out of monster rounds, but we're kind of just still punching them right now, so... Alright, I would like to go help over here.
My bad, my bad. Fuck.
Try to keep up.
Oh. Unfortunate. Alright, I'm out of here.
How much damage can this guy take? The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Spirit urn these nuts!
Our blue walker is under attack.
The nice thing about being alone in lane with no enemies is that I just get this shit for free and I don't have to worry about snapping my mouse upward, you know? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Headed to park.
Oh god, so many minions. I gathered 8,000 souls. No way, man. No way. I do really like how, like, your personal money gathering is because I'm pretty sure the way that it works, right, is I think that it's... I don't even know, man. I don't even know. But yeah, like, your personal money gathering is also your XP. I think that, like... they're gaining more. It's like, I think there's something that, like, matters for your whole team's XP. I don't fucking know, man. I don't remember. I can't step too far up, unfortunately, because, well, yeah, that. Reef. Later, nerds! Uppies! Uppies!
They destroyed the walker on yellow.
Friendo? Friendo. 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 Friendo.
I see Ivy.
Unfortunately, I can't really get close at the moment. Kind of just trying to regen a shitload of health if I can, actually. Gotta shoot some minions, get back some health, yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep, they're just allowed to run at me, and I'd like, okay. Dude, why are we just letting them go wherever the fuck they want? Holy shit. Alright, let's do this. Okay. And then... Eventually I want to get Leech, but that's obviously, that's for way later. I think the next thing we go for is Improved Spirit. Dude, I'm 0-4, and this dude in my lane is fucking over here with 5 assists, and none of them are on shit that I can do. Like, okay. I'm just not allowed to play the fucking game, I guess. I don't know why. I just kind of get run at no matter how safe I play. I go and do funny shit, and dude doesn't want to walk up. I go and play safe, and they still just run past. Okay, well, I guess I'll just die of Krigney then. Kind of thinking, do I want to lane or do I want to go do funny shit? I guess we'll do funny shit in lane, thinking. We have extra ammo, extra weapon damage, lots of shenanigans to be done, gamers. Shabongly, krongly, McDongly, flongly. Alright. Let's do this. Hope for the best. Yeah, this is a problem. Yup, that's a problem. I like that I just don't have a fucking teammate in lane. I like that there are basically 3 enemies and 1 of me in lane. It's awesome. He got a fucking kill, too. That's the worst part. He got a kill, and I don't even get a fucking assist on it, because it's not the only person I could ever damage. Awesome. Great. Good. This is a terrible fucking game, dude. Holy shit. This is not how you want to start a day. Fucking hell. Like, this is pain, dude. I would like to actually play the fucking video game and not just be thrown in with a fucking guy in my lane who, like, just does not want to stop people from running at me on a tank, by the way. At least I assume he's building tank. I don't fucking know, man. And he's kind of building everything because it's deadlock, and eventually you kind of just build everything in deadlock. That is one thing I don't like, is there's kind of no, like, actual builds once you hit late game. Like, full build is... It's literal... Full build is the difference between gun, melee, and ability. And, like, that's it. Like, sure, early on, you build tankier on some, and damageier on others, but then, like, because of how the items work... That's great. Yeah, like, I can't fucking do anything. There's nothing I can do about the fact that I can't do anything. They do more damage than me if I hit fucking everything, and I honestly don't know what to do. This just happens sometimes. That's another problem I have, is just like, yeah, sometimes you just kind of do more or less damage than other people. Okay, cool. Person just fucking appears. Out of fucking nowhere. Doesn't even walk up, just fucking appears out of nowhere. That's great. The extra health regen on this is going to be good. And then eventually we'll get Boundless. But Titanic doesn't upgrade into anything, Toxic doesn't upgrade into anything, so... I think we kind of need to go for armor next. I just, like, I can't fucking survive anything. God, is that 5 fucking enemies in this lane? Maybe I shouldn't go this way. Yeah. It was very much not the correct play. But I'm here now. Now, fuck it, we're bald. Oh, is that a Healy Dingle? I don't know what it is, honestly. Fuck. Okay, we got him. That's good. Not so good that they got the... Whoa, 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 whoa! Huh? What happened? So we just added a character who has an ability, I don't care if it's an ult, that is functionally just an insta-kill from any health if any teammates are around. Valve continuing to, despite being, you know, really good at being consumer-friendly, not know how fucking game design works. Maybe Portal was a one-hit wonder after all. I still need to play Half-Life 2. And I'm pretty confident Portal 2 is also going to be good. If they manage to fuck up Portal 2... Dude, if I manage to not like Portal 2 and Portal is actually the only Valve game I like, that'd be fucking crazy, wouldn't it? That'd be fucking nuts, dude. There's no way Valve is that bad at life, right? Oh. Fuck.
No!
Hello? I can't... Okay, because I'm stunned. Okay. Okay, cool. I am literally not damaging him. I am hitting him and not getting hit markers. Portal was a two-hit wonder? Yeah. That's true, that's true. They can't count to 3. They can't count to 3. They have 2 good games. Portal, Portal 2. They had a good game. I don't know, like, they just... One of the updates a couple weeks after I started playing, this game just started to feel really fucking bad. Like, the game was really good consistently, and, like, now I'm fucking... I hit people and they don't take damage. I hit people with lifesteal, they do take damage, and I just get no health. And it's like, dude, what the fuck?
Who do you think you were punching?
You know? Oh, I forgot to buy my stuff again. That's okay. That's okay. We just almost have enough for both now, so it's fine.
Is waiting to be claimed.
I love that, like, that went from being a thing that everyone went for to, in the last time I played, to now it's just like, we've just been ignoring that the whole goddamn time. Apparently it's not worth the effort. I just kind of go for it if nothing's happening on the map. That's really it.
They have the rejuvenator.
The fuck is the rejuvenator? Do not bring them to me, please. I'm kind of just stuck in a crap spot here. I can't do anything there. There's like 5 people there. Stealth MOBA! It's just one. There my lifesteal. There my lifesteal. Oh, we actually are getting some. It's just barely any. Nice. I'm going around. No, I'm not. They're going around. Okay. Oh, okay. See, like, I don't know why we did that. And then didn't put pressure anywhere else when we're like, we have the health for it. Like, we could just be doing things, and we're just not. That's the other thing that got worse, too, after a few weeks, was just matchmaking. I don't know why. It's kind of why I stopped playing. It's like, the game feels buggier than when I started. The matchmaking feels worse than when I started. It doesn't fucking matter who I play. This shit happens on everyone. If I'm clicking on someone and my bullets are going into their chest and they're not taking damage, that is not my fault and it feels fucking terrible. God damn. I was really hoping to have fun with this fucking game today, but I'm stuck in one fucking game in which we really can't fucking do anything.
Death brings consequences once more.
So does this just amp the numbers on top of the headshot bonus? Actually, yes. Yeah, I guess we just go for you then, right? It's probably fine. I'm gonna go farm piss lane. Fuck it. We're bald. Why is it saying there's an enemy minion, like, moving in front of me constantly? The fuck? A fun bug. Oh, hey, it stopped moving at least. What the fuck is it? I wonder if it's underground. It might be. There is that underground area.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
All it's useless for anything else. Fuck it, we're bald. Okay. Alright. Well, I can't just not get stunned there, dude. Man, I love when we build defense and then don't tank. I love when people build defense and then don't fucking tank. I love... why are you building tank if you're not going to tank? Granted, building tank in this game is about as effective as doing it in Smite 2, but still... Point stands. Anyway, I need to have more, like, no die buttons, please. Please and thank you, game. There's nothing I can do about the fact I'm dying this much. And, like, I also can't control the fact that when I shoot people, sometimes they don't take damage. That's unfortunate. But also, my bullets just aren't damaging the second person that shows up. And everyone else wants to fucking chase someone that they can't 3v1. So that's cool. And at least I got the fucking assist for that. Like, they eventually came. God, I hate having teams that are fucking allergic to helping. Especially when, like, you're on a fucking... Like, be a tank if you're on a tank.
As they should.
Like, I just kind of can't play the fucking game, you know? And there's not much I can feasibly do about that. Like, other people deal more... Like, literally every enemy just deals more and takes less damage from, like, everything that they do than anything I can do. Oh, that builds out of this now? That's neat, I guess. That's neat, I guess. So yeah, we are eventually going to get Leech. I guess we pick this up for now. Nope. That's not great. That's not great. That's not great. We good? We good? Did they leave? I think they left. Gaming achieved. I guess there's like this period in which minions aren't fully dead if a minion would kill them. That you can then get the kill yourself. Which is really cool, honestly. Dude, that minion is still... The fuck is that minion, dude? He doing. He doing alright. Nobody know what he doing, but he doing alright. Fucking Angus minion. Oh jeebs. Somebody help. That guy is drowning. Fear. He is beans. Ow, my skeleton. Fear. The fireman is beans. Okay, we did a thing. My bullets are doing damage, chat. I'll play gamer. See, when we actually do the teamwork, things go the goodly. Oh, person behind, person behind, person behind. I'm a common Squidward. Okay. Okay, so, like, we're just going to acknowledge that there's people behind us and then chase them when they run past us into their own backline. Instead of, you know, doing the logical thing and, oh, look at that, I'm not the only person that's been chased away and killed. Oh, wow, isn't that crazy? Why didn't we just fucking go back? Why didn't we just go and fight? I love having teammates that use their brain cells instead of forgetting that they exist. It's really cool, I think, actually. This could be kind of interesting. This could be kind of interesting. But I think the big things that we want are this. Because this is gonna be really nice to have. And then we have this to go on the other side with it. No, which reminds me, I think we actually wanna... Not you. You, I think we sell out of. We'll pick you up, and then we'll pick you up. Or, no, wait, not you. You.
Isn't it?
And then you. Gonna reload if I'm not actually gonna be able to hit anyone, you know? That way when I can hit people again. Oh jeebs.
I see the enemy.
Unlucky. Kinda wanna get that reload imbue thing on, whoa, what the fuck stunned me? I know what probably stunned me, but it didn't happen, so, like, game need work function, please. Yeah, he had damages my lifesteal, which objectively is a good thing, but annoyingly for me is kind of bad. And okay, he has all of his health back immediately, excuse me? So I'm just able to do half of his health over the course of that fight, and then he just gets it all back. Yes, of course, that's perfectly reasonable. The fuck, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know, I kind of dig the idea of going for suppressor. It seems like it could be interesting, but I don't think I'm going to. Not right now, anyway. Right now we need to get the improved armors and leech and just have a shitload of lifesteal and armor, because that's kind of all we can do. Leech used to build out of these two, and I don't know why it doesn't, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it makes more sense for it to build out of those. God, dude, this all fucking sucks, though. Nope.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
My minions are just dying, and I hear shit getting stolen. Thought there was going to be an enemy up there. I thought I saw an enemy up there, but nope. Apparently not. Oh, love the hell lag on 43 ping, though. That's epic. Well, actually, no, it's Valve. Thinking. I don't know what that is. Alright, somebody grabbed it. Alright, I'm gonna back up, because I kind of thought our tanks would move in a little more than they did. Now they is.
It's a pleasure.
Alright.
They only have one shrine left.
Oh boy, we're silenced. Later, nerds!
Way to go. Must continue. I'm going in.
Okay. Yup. Takes no damage, deals twice as much as I do. And then also just has all of their health back if I don't kill them within like 3 seconds of them escaping. Very cool. Very fun. Anyway, I didn't actually want this fucking build. I don't want that up. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's a cool item we could go for, too. Oh, that's interesting. I kind of want to go with that on my one, though. With Quicksilver. That'd be so fun. That's kind of the thing, though, is like everything I want to get is a 6K now. Each.
Need help on blue.
It's my time.
Assist my ass! I exploded! Whatever. That's kind of annoying, but whatever. I just don't have the mobility to keep up with the chase. That's unfortunate. I know what I should do. I should have done this sooner.
Headed to blue. Let's go mid.
Okay. They got away, but now we can just shove this up and get our waves pushing. He's gonna do that. I can get next wave, I'm fairly certain.
It's time. To complete the ritual.
Well, I was gonna push shit up, but then they didn't come over here. That dude's back there already. Okay, I guess that works.
You see that shit?
What?
The rejuvenator is descending.
The fuck is the rejuvenator? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Wait, I just realized, wait, they have my name. Hold up. They surrendered! There's no way we won that while that shit was happening. That was definitely a surrender, right? But also the big eyeball dude was down. But also, doesn't he explode when you win? We did not deserve to win that. No. We did not deserve to win that. That was just a huge pile of shit. I just kind of couldn't do anything until the end when I could. That's not... No. No. How did I only do 14k damage, by the way? Like, I was landing so many shots with a damage build. I hit most of my shots. That is insane. I don't even know how the fuck to commend people. Like, that's... I have no idea how I did so little damage. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Wait, enemy players, this says 15,000 is here. But then this is where I am, but then it says I did 14. Okay, so the game just doesn't know how to track damage. That's what's happening. Okay. That's wonderful. That's fucking awesome. That's great. That's great.
I wish I could. They don't need a bouncer when I'm tending bar.
Okay, we're just gonna do that because I don't want to have to play as him again. He feels like shit right now. Dear God. Interesting. I don't remember what we go first. I don't even remember what most of my abilities do, to be honest.
You've paid a terrible price for knowledge, Professor. But today, you can make things right.
I guess we go, what, 1, 3, 2, probably, for the unlock? Right? That was my last bullet. I cry. Also, like, everyone's gotten, like, hyper sweaty in this game, and I think that it's literally just because they removed ranked. And I think every time I played happened to be while ranked was active, because I know ranked was in, and then they, like, only had it up, like, certain times. But I think that I just kind of was playing, for the most part, while ranked was up at the time. And so I just didn't run into all of the sweats, because it's like, okay, well, they have a queue and they're playing it. Hello? Hello? I can't, it won't let me unlock an ability. Really, game? I literally died because I was trying to unlock my heal and the game just said no. Dude, I don't care if the game's in fucking alpha. That is not okay. That is not okay. Okay, so the heal sucks ass, and we're going to have to build around that. That's great. Okay, so we're going to need to be a little tanky, but we're also going to Morb, apparently. We're going to want some ability damage. We're going to want to be a little tanky, but most of all, we definitely need to be healing our friendo. I may still go monster rounds.
Time is right. I can get at anything.
Okay, alright. Yeah, so we go healing booster, which tragically doesn't build into anything. Healing. Go on healed Bane. Healing Nova is an active, but I guess we kind of just want to do that, right? Rescue Beam is an active that heals. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be Healing Nova and Rescue Beam, I guess we're going to have to go for. Since there's no other way to actually increase my just healing output other than adding more. Which kind of sucks, because this is kind of stinky doo-doo. Like, goddamn. Like, okay, wow, this sucks. Unlucky. 6, 8. I love that I shot it. And the game just went, nah, they're gonna get it instead. I'm buying monster rounds. There's no reason not to, I think. Once again, shot it, didn't get it. Functional game. Oh, hey, you're playing worse rivals? No, I didn't boot up Overwatch. What do you mean? No, I'm playing worse Smite, thank you. Could you stop dying, please? I mean, I know he's not actually dying, but you get the joke. I have a heal. I have an undie button. That's the joke. I have to be remembering to make like Link and breaking all of the pottery. No. Alright. We're also gonna need a fuckload of CDR, and I think the cooldown item is second tier, right? Yes. There's no tier 1 CDR, which sucks, but we'll have it soon anyway. Kinda don't want to fire my heal until I have CDR though, right? Like... Because now at this point, we're like right the fuck there. We're like a wave away. So like if we fire it now, it just kind of feels like stinky, you know? It's like poo-poo vibes, you know? Oh, chat, I realized, by the way, last night I realized while in call, Oracle Think Tank Witches can do the funniest thing. Because they have a card named PP and a card named Poo-Poo. This is not a bit. Well, I mean, it is a bit. The joke is PP Poo-Poo, but also these are actual card names. Because all the witches are like, you know, one syllable repeated twice is what their name is. There's like, you know, there's Meme, there's Coco, there's Cuckoo. Roro, Ray Ray, you know, shit like that. Awesome, cool, right? But then, yeah, there's just PP and Poo Poo, and unfortunately PP is PP Poo Poo, but Poo Poo is good because Poo Poo is like 4 years newer than PP because PP is from 2019, from like March of 2019 approximately. That is very much a guesstimation. I got the word guesstimation banned at my school once. I wonder if Sky's in chat. Sky, was the word Sky, if you're in chat, was the word DM me? Was the word guesstimation banned when you got there? Llama, even. Dear God, this thing still has a piss long cooldown, huh? Alright, well, we'll go minus 14 seconds on that cooldown then. Oh, hey, you're playing better League of Legends? Honestly, true. That's not a high bar to clear. That's like saying better Overwatch for a hero shooter. Like, I mean, yeah. It's not a high bar to clear. That's like saying more alive than Gundam Evolution for a hero shooter. Like, I mean, you know, technically an achievement. Kind of.
Here's your chance to shape your
Ish. I like how he couldn't just wait for me. And now he's back in lane. I don't even see minions there. Yeah, minions aren't even there yet. Fuck is he doing? I'm not. Hey, why didn't you just farm the camp? Oh, alright, that's just a fire rate bonus. Right. I forgot that doesn't do damage, okay, chat? No, I'm good, buddy. Okay, right. That is the big sucky and then you explode, right? Yeah, okay. The stupidest message ever got caught by YouTube. Wait, why did it block your stinky? Wait! Why does it block that? Also, thank you for pointing that out because, A, I get to let it through, and B, my phone needs to be plugged in. Wee! Oh my god. That's so stupid. That's crazy, dude. There's no fucking way, man. I like how he just walks out of range of my heal. Like, thanks, buddy. Very cool of you. I don't remember what the melee key is. Is it Q? Yes. It wasn't, and then I had to rebind it to that. I am so glad that I looked at my phone to let that one through. Oh my god. So wait, so it'll censor stink space Y. It'll block stink space Y, but it lets through D's with an S. I wonder if that's because of Kirby. No. Oh, right. Right, he's rotating. I'm gonna hold down the fart in lane. Wee. Hello, game. I shoot that thing in air and it explodes. Yes. Oop.
Meatballs has arrived.
Meatballs has arrived. Picking up unsecured souls. Well, okay then. How about you unsecure these nuts upside your head, game?
Our blue guardian has been defeated.
Alright, okay. You're, both bullet. Okay, so we go... Oh, right, they killed my thing. Yep, that's tragic. Okay, bye. Aw. It's okay, they're really fucking bad. I would like my guy to come back at some point, though. Kind of did everything that I could. You know. Actually engaging that fight would likely have resulted in death. I just wanted to buy an item so that I could, like, not die. And then they killed the dingus. Oh. Right, this doesn't lead where I thought it did. No! I actually really fucking hate this shop. I think it's in a really bad spot that just makes no sense design-wise. Oh, now you're back.
Let's take out Lash.
Your arcane mastery will grow.
They can't shoot an atom.
Right, I forgot that's not a movement ability. Right. Here you go, buddy. Okay, fuck you, asshole. Alright, we're not the only ones who rotated, so I'm glad that I came over. Because now we can do a little bit of the punchies. Morbius!
Our blue walker is under attack.
Oh, he's running. Wow, these people are not very smart, are they? I can just kind of walk in circles and they lose track of me. That's like impressively stupid. That's like impressively stupid. How do you... How do you lose track of someone while they're walking in a circle? Come on, man. Don't be that bad at life. I joke that mobile players have no object permanence, but god damn, it really is true. Like people were terrified of stealth grass because they're like, oh my god, we're gonna lose track of people so easily. And it's like, yeah, if you're stupid. Like, if you lose track of people because of stealth grass, I'm afraid there's bigger issues at play than the stealth grass, buddy.
Our yellow guardian has been destroyed.
Haha, more... Oh. Impressively... What just... Whose our in this case? Or is that supposed to say your? Is that a typo? Is that supposed to say your? Are you saying that... Wait, hold on. That's a typo, isn't it? That's a typo. There's supposed to be a Y in there, isn't there? Fuck you. But not on video. Me? No. Okay, hold on. Wait, no. No! I am not in... Do I need to be a mod now? I don't know. For now, it's funny. I will say be careful, but for now, it's funny.
You're looking to survive. You came to the right place.
I'm flirting, goddammit. God, I'm gonna morb, bitch. Now behold, the power of Morbius! Haha, penis! activated! Oh, my skeleton! Oh yeah, bitch! Oh yeah, bitch! Shit, that's actually a lot of healing, goddamn. Shit, that's actually a lot of healing, goddamn. I love the fact that I just can't move around the walls. I like that this guy is just here. That's cool.
Our green guardian has been destroyed.
That's nice. I'm really green. Oh, guardian's not that right. Okay, I'm dumb. Morbius.
The urn has been delivered.
Ta-da! Oh jeebs. Oh jeebs. Oh jeebs.
Yeah, in fairness, why were you not watching Blue, sir? Why did you just let them do that?
It is now warping time! Death! No, barely out of range. Oh jeebs. Oh no, I am dislegged. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I tried to engage, and I just kind of got CC locked. That's great. That's fine. I didn't want to play the game. So, you know, I'm glad that I can't. That's fine. I mean, at least it's better than last game. This is just one character on the enemy team. Though apparently I'm 1-4-0 somehow. Then again, this is just a low kills game. On our side. So. I'm gonna go back this push-up, I think. Made the right call there, I'm pretty sure. Hello, buddy. Hi, friendo. Hello, friendo. No! Okay. See, that person will step out of my shit and then step back. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, I love that I just get fucking stunned for, like, fucking 5 seconds. That's awesome. I love that. All right, chat, watch this epic gamer move. Ready? I thought they were gonna... So the plan was to ult. Like that. But then they just kind of didn't run at me. And then once they did, they were running away as well. So I was like, well, fuck. But like, then they have to run away when I ult. So I get the moral victory in the end. I get the moral victory in the end. I love when my abilities go straight the fuck through people. It's awesome. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Stop damaging me, please. Stop damaging me, please. I love when my damaging abilities that knock people go just straight through them and deal no damage or don't CC them. It's wonderful. It's great. I love when my abilities do none of the things they're supposed to.
Our purple walker is under attack.
It's such a long cooldown. We get so much out of going on that. And then for duration, we obviously do that on the heal, right? Like, I feel like there's never a world where we do anything other than the heal for that. And now I see someone's in this lane. Okay. Alright. I kind of want to be able to go wherever I need to between these two, because there's people in both lanes. Ah. 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 Crispy. Spicy, wacky, wahoo shenanigans. Alright, later, nerd. not going to be fighting you on the roof when I have a friendo on the ground.
The spirit urn is over.
Why did that have so much delay when I shot it? Is that delay why? Oh, I bet that delay is why. Okay. I bet that delay is why, huh? No, because there's no delay there. But I bet the delay is why when it does happen, the shit that happens. That would explain it. Range? Yup. Now behold, death, murder, Morbius! Haha, Petus! Haha. I am going to cry. I am going to say the bad words.
This is the beginning of something beautiful.
Alright, I'm thinking. Okay, chat, I'm thinking we go these two, and then one of our flex slots, we go Leech. In fact, fuck it, we're bald. Let's go Healbane right now. I don't know why the anti-healing item evolves into the dual lifesteal item, but apparently they decided to make that change, instead of having it work like the armor, where you build both, and then both built into the dingus.
If it was natural, all of this would be for nothing.
I'll just go blue.
Headed to purple.
No. We do a little bit of poking. A little bit of intimidation tactics before we go and 1v3 a bitch. Could go for that if... There he is. Oh, Jeebs. I can move now, bitches. I love that my stamina's just not coming back for no reason. It's just taking way longer. That's cool. How do I have no assist still? I call bullshit. There's no way that every time I've been in a fight, no one dies. Like, genuinely, I know for a fact that isn't true. That's insane.
We only have one shrine left.
This is literally the opposite of last game. We did well early, and now we're just fucked. It's like backwards Splatoon. No, wait. No, it's just Splatoon. 90% of the game doesn't matter. Which is, like, kind of stupid, because then let me play the 10% that does and nothing else, please.
I shall temper your spirit. Such heroism, Warden.
That's unfortunate.
Building a wormhole.
That's unfortunate. No, come into the room. Come into the room, buddy. Among Us. It's Among Us, chat. It's Among Us. I'm just gonna use this to heal and farm. Because I can now move while we heal, baby. Should probably honestly have held on to my points to fucking turbo up to level 3 on my heal. Just because it gives me full range of movement, which is kind of nice to have just a little tiny bit. It's just the tiniest bit convenient to have full movement while I am healing. Yes. Just a little. Oh, right, that stays on the ground. No! No, my penis! Yeah, I don't... That's unfortunate. I don't really... There's not really a lot I can do about that. I can do this. I can be generally inconvenient and unpleasant, but... It's kind of all I can do. Even the unpleasant thing is like, you know, that's you know, even that's like kind of a strong maybe at this point. I love the fact that I would have lived if not for the fact that I can just be glued to. Like, why is there a character who has like a literal 6 or 7 second stun that also just does a shitload of damage, takes none, and can just fucking glue themselves to you? That's awesome. You know, I'm glad that exists. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with Deadlock after this game. The more I play this game, the more I wonder to myself, do I really prefer this over League? And, like, I don't get called slurs every game, and that's pretty much the only thing this game has over League. I say that as a joke, but also, like... Because it drops to the ground instantly from some ledges, but not others. Yay! Mechanical consistency! I love it! I'm so glad that it's a thing! Suck! Well, this guy's fucking dead. Oh, or not. Thank you, team! Very cool!
Just wait till I get it going.
Fine, I didn't want to have teammates. Yeah, they're all just standing in spawn. They've given up. I go out there and it doesn't matter how much damage I fucking do. That's crazy, dude. That's fucking insane. We can get improved spirit armor.
Take cover. Isn't it?
May your blades continue to strike true, Shiv.
Like, we kind of didn't do anything. My team just stood there AFK, but because me and one other person were outside of the fucking spawn room and did a bunch of shit, we might actually win this. Despite the fact that at least 4 of these people do not deserve to, after the way they handled that last fight. I'm amazed they even walked out of spawn to go for this, to go for this push. I'm not gonna lie. Usually these kinds of people just don't do that. Come back towards us. No. Now behold, the power of death! Alright, we'll just get one-shotted. Cool.
Waiting to be claimed.
Tank build, by the way. Tank build. Awesome, awesome. Oh, we don't have the thing that builds out of the 2 armors anymore, huh? Oh, that's neat. Oh, right, I did want to at some point get superior duration, and then I just never did. Oh, we should probably also have gotten reach, huh? Yeah, but we kind of also needed okay, well, I tell you, we definitely don't need this. We'll take the 250. It's not going to immediately give us anything, but it also doesn't really matter. Thinking.
You have a good eye.
Fuck it, we're bald. I'm gonna go this way. I'm not the only one thinking it. If we can push this lane, that would be epic. Or Valve, I guess. I've already made that joke, but fuck you, I'm making it again. You're not my real dad. You have no power over me, bitch. I shouldn't have made myself known yet. I don't think he'd have backed all the way out.
Rejuvenator is descending.
No, he's got friends. Yeah, he wouldn't have. We actually probably could have caught him if I didn't hop out like that. Definitely if neither of us hopped out, for sure.
Just wait until I get going.
Boner health? Yeah, nothing we can do there. Love that that person has a shitload of health, can lock you down, and then just fucking deals a fuck-ass load of damage. That's great. It's awesome. I love it. Oh, I meant to hit my heal first. Oh, I fucked it. Oh, I fucked it.
You need to make a stand.
No. My bad. That would have been good to notice, too. Oh, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. I mean, like I said, I kind of just, like, think that 2/3 of this team just has no reason to fucking win this after the way that they played that last fight in our base. Now they're in spawn because it's a 2v5. Like, yeah, now we're fucked. No, dude, there's nothing I can fucking do with these teammates. Especially not with these shit-ass characters. Like, I'm not playing the characters that are just objectively shit game design, so I lose for trying to have fun. Nope. Player damage 3,800. I call bullshit. I call fucking bullshit. I did more damage than that with, like, the ults I used over the course of the game. Fuck you. Yeah, okay, but to be fair, we did learn from the graph last time that, it makes no fucking sense. Yeah, because look, see, the enemy player's damage is the blue bar here, and this is just for myself, right? And this is 10,000 up here, but the blue is here, implying I did like 8,000 or 9,000, which still seems like it's lower than it should be. And then it's saying I did under the 5,000. That's like, that's insane. That's ridiculous. So it's literally giving me two different fucking numbers here. Like, this game literally cannot math. The damage stats are just fucking wrong. That's so insane. But also the matchmaking is just fucking terrible. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out another game to play and then I'll be back. Alright, I think what we're gonna do, chat, is resume the tier list. So give me a moment to edit the stream really quickly. There it is. Okay. So, if you've missed it, we've got somewhere between 6 and 7 hours of doing this shit. And this is our tier list so far. We've gotten through all the way up to G era. Okay. And so this is the tier list so far. We're ranking every Vanguard boss unit. And I'm about to sneeze. Ow! Ugh. Anyway. Oh god, my throat. So, the way that we're doing this is obviously it's opinion based, right? Of course. But we are accounting for basically everything surrounding the boss. It's not just the boss itself, because that's incredibly hard to just like grade on its own in a vacuum, right? So what we're doing is we're accounting for the boss itself as well as the entire deck surrounding it the entire time that it was the boss of its deck. So, like, for example, Stern Blaukluger was rated based on when it came out, but also the deck around it at the time. You know, early bosses for new decks are going to be graded differently. Like, how much does the deck feel like a spin on the clan? Like, when we got Cecilia, she's a little bit lower because she doesn't feel like Neonectar, but she's a good introduction to Musketeer, so she gains a little bit for that, and so that's why she is where she is, which I think we have her in a mid-high tier type of location. I'm not super sure. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, stuff like that. Or like if the first boss is something like Amon, where it's a fantastic first boss for Darker Regulars, right? Then it's obviously going to go much higher than Robert over here, who's just a terrible introduction to Pale Moon as a boss unit. But also the deck around it, like I said, does matter a little bit. In the context of them being a good stuff deck, it's really kind of just going to be how they jive with the good stuff, rather than if I think the good stuff was well designed, because it's the good stuff, and that's just kind of clan stuff, and, well, anything can happen with clan stuff. So, you know, stuff like Soul Savers, you know, Royal Paladin was good stuff at the time, but MLB creates its own little deck, and you kind of have to build that differently and stuff like that, right? And like all the guys that want to drive check grade 3s, you have to build a little differently. You know, like Glendios, the way you have to build and the cards around it and the uniqueness of that deck and how it plays and the things it does, etc., are what got it to where it is in the tier list. You know, like Tsukuyomi was really only graded on the ride chain, but also a little bit on the stuff that she got in G-Era as well. As for the V stuff, we'll do that when we get to V Tsukuyomi. Don't worry. But if you think this Tsukuyomi is the boss of Tsukuyomi with the V-Era stuff, you are what we call stupid. So, yeah, Morbius. Anyway, moving on, gamers. We did last time the bulk of Link Joker era. I did a handful of cards before in the first session before I was like, I think I'm going to stop here, actually. So, do I need to redeem Hydrate? How about you redeem Hydrate on these nuts, all right? Did you consider that? Did you consider that? How about that? Also, you can't redeem Hydrate. You're on YouTube, bitch. But anyway, yeah. So, we did the rest of Link Joker era. We dropped Chaos Breaker Dragon all the way down in E tier because the deck was actually kind of doing some kind of interesting things, but also doing them in a way where it wasn't the most healthy. And then we also, because we're factoring in the entire lifetime of these guys as bosses, that's why Chaos Breaker's all the way down here as well, because you also have to factor in the war crimes he was committing up until the point where Crisis came out, because Zinc is an incredibly healthy card that definitely does not enable your opponent to lock 12 bajillion cards from your hand and or drop zone. Anyway, so now we're on to G-Era, and that means we're going to start getting into Striders. And the important thing with G-Era, and the reason I think we get through this 3-year period in one shot, whereas it didn't happen with the original chunk, the first 3 years of the game kind of got split up into those 2 streams. And I think V-Era, that's going to happen again. We're going to have 2 or 3 streams. Granted, that's also covering a little bit more than 3 years, but I think that's going to end up being either 2 longer streams or 3 streams. The reason that's not going to happen with G-Era is because I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to unpin this. And we're going to come down here, and you're going to see there is actually a surprisingly small amount of these. This guy down here is the last one. I don't actually remember the text on either of these 2, or on Original Durian Mask for that matter, or on Jaguar Mask. The only Mask collection one I remember is this. So we're going to have to look those up when we get down there. So I haven't bothered for the most part with going super in order with most of these, with the Mask collection ones, I mean, or with any of the Mask collection ones, rather. But for the rest of these, I have tried to at least vaguely off memory get these in order. So these are going to be roughly around the time that they came out. Obviously, how good the deck was competitively is not going to be a factor in its placement. We are ranking as card designs and deck designs. So, but yeah, with how many fewer of these there are, I mean, there's less, I'm pretty sure there are less than half than what we have on the tier list. So, yeah, let's get into the tier list. So, starting things off, we have the 3 trial deck bosses and Big Brother. Blade Master's here too. And we'll just kind of go over all 4 at once before we place them. So, these fuckers all have what's called stride skills, and we're going to have to go over at least 1 of each of these per clan. But some clans have like 12 of these, and others have like 2, because of fuck you. These have stride skills, which is when your G unit strides, or actually the old text was during your turn when your G unit strides, because they, I guess, were future-proofing the concept of striding on the opponent's turn. And then I guess one day they just decided that, no, we're actually never going to do that. So, nope. But they all have an effect, and most of the original 24 striders are when your G unit strides, Counterblast 1, do a thing. One of the exceptions to that is actually Great Cosmic Hero Grand Gallop, who instead grants an effect that costs a counterblast rather than immediately needing to counterblast. I think Victor does the same thing, yes, where Victor grants an effect that costs a counterblast. And then also Alter Ego Messiah is a little different because it has an additional cost. Thavas is one of the few that just has no counterblasting anywhere involved. But as you can see as I scroll and we see some more of the striders here, the general gist is most of them are either counterblasting on stride or giving the stride a counterblast effect to work with. So that's the design space we're working with for these skills. Then also all of the original 24 striders have an effect that is Vanguard Circle only, Generation Break 2. Generation Break, of course, meaning that you need to have, well, as it says on actually these 3, but not Chrono Jet because this is a reprint. But Generation Break being the amount of cards that are face up in your, the amount of G units rather, that are face up in your G zone or on the Vanguard Circle. So GB2 effectively just means that if it's your Vanguard, you have 2 face up G zone, that'll do. But also if it's a rear guard, GB1 works if you only have the one on your Vanguard Circle, that's still there. So that's the design space you're working with for the original 24, and so most of them are fairly limited, and because they were kind of trying to be careful with early stride design space, as this was meant to be a soft reboot, that were it successful enough with the format they tried playing with it, that nobody fucking played to the point where it never made it into America, it was a soft reboot that had the potential to become a hard reboot if people played the soft reboot format. Or rather, the reboot format. And then it didn't, because they just kept printing support for old shit. And those were the best decks in the format. Oops. Also, people don't like losing access to their clans, unless they're getting access to nations for some fucking reason. I don't know why people were okay with it going into Overdress. Like, you still can't play any of your old shit. You can't play any of your new shit in Premium now. Good job, idiot. None of these decks work. Anyway, alright. So, I wanted to go over that because these basic striders, I'm not going to super go over them every single time. So I wanted to go over the general gist of how they all work. So, Chrono Jet Dragon is actually the really fun way to start this off, because the first 3 G trial decks came out. I believe they did the thing that they like to do, where they release trial decks a week before a set that are a bit of a preview for the set. Though Asha didn't get anything until set 2. Funnily enough, Big Brother stole all of her spots. Seriously, why was Blademaster and why was the Kaigero shit not in set 2 and the Asha shit not in set 1? They just swapped them. That's stupid. Like, imagine if, like, Oracle Think Tank was introduced in set 2. Huh? That's not gonna dock points from anyone. Anyway, Chronojet Dragon on stride, counterblast 1, sends an opponent's rearguard to the bottom of the deck, and GB2, when it attacks, until end of battle, it gets plus 5,000, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from hand to the Guardian Circle. So, what does this tell you about Gear Chronicle? Well, it tells you that they are a Kagero-esque removal style deck, but instead of retiring, they're putting shit back into the opponent's deck. Now, why would we want to do that? Well, it actually helps deal with any decks that are maybe able to recover from the graveyard, like Grand Blue, or anything that really just is getting its hands on strong drop zone effects. For example, set 1 of G began introducing it over the course of the first, I think it was 6 main sets, as well as a couple of side sets that did this. Every clan got a perfect guard that can only perfect guard for the Vanguard, but if you have another copy of it in the drop, it countercharges 1. So, because of this, if for some reason they call down a PG as a booster in something like Shadow Paladin with the intent to retire it later but not quite yet, or for some weird reason it ends up on their board, maybe it's Gold Paladin and they have to call one, but then they can call over it on the next turn, well, now it's back in their deck, they have to dig for it again. So, I know I'm kind of trying to like explain why spinning things is a better form of removal in some cases, because honestly, it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! There's not a lot of graveyard effects, but there were some, and there were reasons that you might want to do this, plus it was also just a different flavor of removal. So, that ended up not being the thing that Gear Chronicles stuck with long-term, but they did for about a year, and actually all 3 years of Gear Chronicle were pretty fucking different from one another, but pretty consistent within themselves on what they were doing. So Chronojet, I would say, for the style of Gear Chronicle that it was trying to be, and you know, at the time, this is what Gear Chronicle was. It was meant to just kind of be a removal-based control deck that was capable of grinding games out. The big kill card would go on to be Next Stage, and later Gear Groovy, which was copying Next Stage, and another Gear Dragon Stride of your choice, which was basically just a thing that would drop Chronojet back down, have it swing again after it attacked, so you'd basically just get 2 Vanguard swings, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And then the +5 and Guard Restrict numbers were still not very big, especially outside of Stride and Legion turns. So, Chronojet, I would say, is a pretty solid introduction to Gear Chronicle. Definitely not as good as Amon, but I would say in this general tier. Factoring in that it is the first boss, I'm thinking I want to put it here. I think Link Joker had better introductory units, and I think Link Joker had better early bosses than Chronojet is for Gear Chronicle, but it's definitely more representative of what the first year of Gear Chronicle support was going to be doing on the whole than any representation of Perdition that those 2 fuckers were doing. So, yeah, let's go with Altmile next, shall we? Blue Sky Knight Altmile is the Strider in Royal Paladin. His GB2 makes it so that all of your front row units gain 5,000 power during your turn, which is actually a pretty cool effect and gives you nice pressure if you can't stride, or if for some reason you've managed to burn through all 8 of your G units. Then for the stride skill, during your turn, when your G unit strides, you can counterblast 1. You get to choose 2 cards from your hand, call them Rearguard Circle, and then choose 2 of your units, and then get plus 5,000 power till the end of the turn. So 5,000 power is actually kind of a lot. Even in early G era, a lot of these power boosts you saw were going to be in increments of 2,000 or 3,000. Dimension Police were 4,000 and always going on your Vanguard, so fuck you. You know, but that's different. So to be able to get 5,000 power on 2 different bodies was really cool. The ability to choose whether you wanted to stack that in one column or not was really cool. You could give the power to your Vanguard too. There's a lot you can do with this. The thing that I don't like, and this is the direction that Altmile pivoted into. But Royal Paladin is a deck, is a clan, I should say, that outside of Altmile generally revolves in bolstering its formation through card effects, and this generally involves not expending a significant amount of hand. Now, they're not as defensive in doing it as something like Grand Blue, nor as aggressive as something like Pale Moon, but they still hold on to a similar amount of hand in theory. They just have a little bit more of expensive costs so that they have the bigger numbers from the power of friendship that they're trying to abuse and punch their opponents in the face with. Altmile just says, fuck it, we're calling from hand and gaining nothing back for it other than numbers, which, for the time, power level-wise is fine. And yes, again, that is the direction Altmile would go on to pivot into. That would become, like, what Royal Paladin's keyword was, which I fucking despise. But it was not Royal Paladin at the time. As cool as Altmile himself is as a boss unit, it's cool that he can give you this kind of flexibility, but it's so not Royal Paladin. He's going somewhere in C tier, and I think I want to put him between Fromage and Zeal. I think it's just a good spot to have him. He's not a bad Royal Paladin boss, but it really is just the direction the deck went of not actually gaining advantage is like, it just didn't feel right to me as a lifelong Royal Paladin player. Speaking of decks that I like, though, this fucker is the entire reason that I like Neo Nectar, and I also like Musketeers now. So there's, that's, I'm glad Asha was printed. We have Asha, whose GB2 is a. It's Arboros's Limit Break, but it gives 5k instead of 3k. So again, not a lot of 5ks, that's really strong, but importantly, it is all of your units, which means that if you're still dealing with a formation that that has back row, which you probably are, then, as long as you got dupes up, it's going to be a column or two gaining 10,000. And then the other column probably gaining 5, maybe 10 even. So that's kind of crazy, right? Then on Stride, you can counterblast 1 to choose a rearguard and grab another copy of it from the deck. And the called unit will gain 2,000 power. Not 5, only 2. But honestly, really solid. You're kind of just playing basic fundamental Neo Nectar with this card. And the fact that after you are out of G units, or if you can't Stride, you still get these solidly powerful pushes, honestly. I think that it was really good design. A lot of the early Neo Nectar stuff, was just really basic, but, effective Neo Nectar stuff that could play for a moderately long game. And so I'm going to go ahead and say, I think Asha is going to go up here. I think she was a really solid introduction. You're going to notice I'm probably not going to put a lot of things super high because most of these Striders were just playing fundamentals of the clan is kind of the thing. And speaking of, here's going to be zero fucking exception to that. Dragonic Blade Master. This guy's a fucking can of Pringles and a half, all right? So, Dragonic Blade Master, if the number of rear guards you have is more than your opponent, this unit gets plus 5,000 power and plus 1 critical. Now, if you're looking at this and you've played V, all right, then you're probably thinking to yourself, "Wow, this effect sounds just so familiar. I just can't put my finger on why." Here, let me put your finger there for you. So, there's that. They literally just copied the effect, but instead of GB2, the enemy board has to be empty. It's pretty funny. And then, basic Stride skill. You're playing Kagero. It does exactly what you'd expect. Counterblast 1, kill something. Makes sense to me. And I'm actually going to move you back so that we can talk about our last set 1 Strider. Nope. So that I can talk about our last 2 set 1 Striders. Because I want to go through all the Striders in a set at a time. Because these are just kind of sorted by the names that I have them as. Other than the ones that I schmungled up. So, a Blade Master is your box standard Kagero boss. Kind of just doing the thing. I'm going to put him 1 below Sinbuster, purely out of the fact that we are accounting for the decks as a whole, and Metalborgs would go on to get some really cool shit. In fact, I don't think I factored in the stride shit that Metalborgs were able to do later in life. Sinbuster never got replaced in G-Era. Sinbuster should actually probably be, like, right up here. Because Metalborgs have the stride that lets them Legion the heart, and then if the heart is already in Legion, you do the thing. And so, yeah.
Yeah, flop. Look at the floppy horse. She is dancing. Whoa. Whoop.
But yeah, kind of feel like I forgot to mention that because I'm really trying to account for everything, but sometimes I just don't. Oops. But yeah, Metalborgs are really cool. Definitely no Metalborg with your generic Blade Master Kagero stuff. But, you know, I mean, it's box standard Kagero. It's not a badly designed card. It plays around its strides nicely. The strides that were generic Kagero at the time were you know, I mean, you were just playing Kagero things. You had, I think it was 2 different strides that you were going into twice each, and, you know, they were decent. Again, nothing crazy. I think one of them was a free retire, one of them had a cost. You know, it's whatever. It's the kind of shit you'd expect. It's fine. Supreme Heavenly Battle Deity, Susan. We'll just ignore those last 2 letters. If the number of cards in your hand is 4 or more, 5k and a crit. Look, we're playing Oracle Think Tank. If hand big, gain thing. Although 4, not really a big hand, but hey, they want to make sure that, I mean, these are designed for late game, aside from Chronojet, who went on to get next stage, but even that's designed for late game, and next stage just lets you play off of it, right? So, sure, allowing it to be a smaller number, and especially because this would go on to just be their keyword, you know, yeah. Then for the stride skill, you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, 1 goes into hand, and 1 goes on to the bottom. So we're kind of dealing with a little bit of generic draw, as well as the Magus and Tsukuyomi style thing where we're just kind of stacking the deck. Again, kind of just box standard OTT, but I'm actually I'm gonna put this right below Raging Form, just a few dinguses higher, just because I think this kind of congeals a bunch of mechanics, and this would be a thing Susanoo would continue to do. Susanoo does a little bit of all of Oracle Think Tank's things, and honestly, I'm here for it. I think it's cool, because, you know, it's not as deep draw as some other variants. It doesn't stack as efficiently as Tsukuyomi. It's not always aware of what's on top the way Magus is, but it's doing all of these things sometimes, and that's just kind of what the deck kept doing for, well, years. Extreme Battler Victor. So Victor is the Nova Grappler Strider, and when it attacks, it gets plus 5k. At the end of the battle, you stand one of your rear guards, and that unit gets plus 5k. Honestly, an incredibly strong effect for the time. I mean, genuinely an argument that there are turns where it is unironically better to just not stride. Speaking of striding, if you are wondering what the stride skill is, it is, like we said earlier, one of the ones that grants a skill that costs a counterblast instead of costing one. On attack, you can counterblast 1, stand one of your rear guards, and the stood rear guard gets plus 5k. It is once per turn. They future-proofed it just in case you wanted to restand your Vanguard, which Nova Grappler did become able to do on 3 separate strides. Nope, sorry, I think 4. I'm pretty sure there's 4. So, again, box standard Nova Grappler stuff. The reason that I think we're going to have Victor be the first A tier is because Victor's GB2 is arguably sometimes better than striding in early G era. And while this wouldn't last, this was largely due to the power level of cards, and once they got more effective strides, this kind of went away. But a guaranteed 16k, while smaller than 26, and a free restand is kind of crazy. And considering the fact that almost no cards need your Vanguard to be at grade 4 specifically. They just need Generation Break. Yeah, there were times when you'd rather hold on to a card in hands. You know, there are times you could stride and you just kind of wouldn't. And I think I'll put this. I think I'll put this above Soul Saber. I think is a good place to put it. Very solid design wise. Anyway, next up. Wait, I've just realized something. Where are the... Wait. 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 Where are? I'm confused. Where? Huh? Where? What the fuck? Where? What? What? There's a card missing, and it's bothering me that I can't find it. Hold up. Where the fuck is it? Because it should be right next to Thavas. Hold on, this is bothering me a lot, and we're missing a card. I might have to add it. Oh, there he is. Oh, no, right, because they didn't come at first. Never mind. I was misremembering the order. For some reason, I thought that they came after... No. I got thrown off by the fact that fucking the Dimension Police set was an extra booster, not a clan booster. Anyway, okay. So, now that we're done with Set 1 Striders, let's talk about the other two bosses that we got in Set 1. Gear Chronicle and Kairo each got access to a Legion, so Gear Chronicle had a bit of catching up to do. They never got access to Limit Break or a Break Ride of any kind, which sucks. They did get a shit-ass ride chain, but that won't be discussed because it was just Chrono Jet support. Very unfortunate, actually. Truly a missed opportunity. But they got access to Overtime 3 Legion units, one of which was in Set 1. And a couple of other things as well. Basically, everything that wasn't Limit Break. They even got what people used to call, but now get very confused if you call it. There's a lot of G-related terms that got used for like a year, and then people forgot the cards existed, so people forgot the terms existed. But it's called the G Mega Blast, which I don't even think I have the guy that does that, because he's not even like a proper boss unit, and like everything he does works on Rearguard, but it's basically Generation Break 1, and then instead of Counterblast 5, Soul Blast 8, it's 4 and 6. Yeah. So Gear Chronicle just got to play a shitty-ass catch-up game. So Ruined Disposal Dragon was their introduction to Legion, and when you Legion with Ruined Disposal Dragon, you choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less Rearguards, and your opponent puts it on the bottom of their deck at no cost to you. So again, doing that Gear Chronicle thing, pretty hecking nice. And then also on attack, it's just your basic 13k, 22k if you are in Legion. Not too bad, but nothing too crazy either. It's kind of box standard early Gear Chronicle. I'm going to put it a little bit below Chrono Jet just because, well, Chrono Jet got support. Chrono Jet did cool things. In fact, I'm going to put it as a Legion boss. I'm actually going to put it below the 2 Perdition buddies down there. Speaking of the Perdition buddies, got a little bit more to say about this fucking dingus, because this guy arguably still is the boss of a variant, actually. Not even arguably, it's just straight up a valid variant. It's whether or not it's good that's the arguable part. Well, I don't think it's arguable. I think it's bad right now, from my understanding. But, you know, it could come back, is what I'm getting at. This guy's fucking wacky. So, let me take a sip of beverage here. So, you know what? I forgot I had that zoomed in.
Oh no.
We're going to give you the guys this one in full glorious size for its effect text here. Dragonic Overlord the Cross was the introduction to the concept of legioning 2 grade 3s together. And you know what? Already, massive points. They took a mechanic, they did something brand fucking new with it. Based. Awesome. Cool. Right? Then, on Legion, you search your deck for one card with the same name as a unit on your Vanguard circle. Add it to your hand and shuffle. So, you can either grab the cross or the end who you're legioning with. Now, if you don't remember, the end is an 11k grade 3. If you have base Overlord and Soul, that can also include the Break Ride or the V or D versions. It gets plus 2,000 power permanently. Now, as a Legion mate, that won't matter defensively, but offensively, it does add to your power. But the more important thing, and what makes this relevant, is that if its attack hits, which it would, even if it's the Legion mate, still count as the end's attack hitting, the end allows you to counterblast 2 and discard a copy of the end to restand itself, which forces the cross to restand if you're in Legion. On the other side of this, the cross allows you, at the end of the battle it attacks, if you didn't hit, to counterblast 1 and discard the cross. So either way you have to Persona Blast, but it's whether you hit or not. And if you don't hit, you can Persona Blast with the cross to retire 2 of your opponent's rear guards, both tying Overlord into the general Kagero playstyle, but also firmly enabling the end if you're confident you're going to hit with it. And by being a Legion, it modernizes the end, allowing it to be significantly harder to hit. And then they printed this for real. And that's cool. But it became the best deck in the format. Now, it wasn't doing anything terribly unhealthy. Its competition was other Legion decks. The G decks kind of just couldn't keep up. The most G deck other than the cross that you were really getting was there were these weird Alt-Mile Seeker hybrid decks, and even then, those weren't really doing as... You're better off just playing Seekers with Strides, you know? So, time went by, and the cross got replaced. When the Legend deck came out for Kai, Dragonic Overlord the Legend mostly took the place of the cross, though there were still cross and Legend variants that you could be on. And hell, there were 10 grade 3 variants that some people were running where you were on for the Legend, for the cross, to the end, or 3 the Legend, for the cross, 3 the end, or 4 the Legend, and then 3 each of cross and end. You know, there's literally any combination works. I've 4 and then 2 Legend is something I've seen people do. But the cross pretty much completely died out, while theoretically you could still play a variant of it after the Destiny came out. You just weren't. There was no reason to. It was always better to just not do that because you were going into Ziegenberg for your restand, which was, of course, way more consistent and cheaper than doing the ends restand with the cross. And that is how things stayed. Until a card that we're going to have to talk about a little bit ahead of its time. And that is the V retrain of Dragonic Overlord the End. Now, we will not be putting this on a tier list until we get to it. Whenever we get to V cards. Whenever we get to year 2 of V. But the important thing to note about Legion is the important thing of Legion is the name of the card, not the power number. Even though it says Legion 22,000, if you Legion with a version of the end that has, say, a base power of 13, it still lets you Legion, thus allowing you to Legion with V and D retrains of cards that have 10,000 power, or in the case of grade 3s, 12 or 13,000 power. And so, V the End was balanced by giving itself drive -1 after both of its restands, causing you to only get 3 total drive checks across your 3 attacks. This was likely also a nod to the very first Dragonic Overlord. If it got 3 attacks in, it would get 3 drive checks. It was a cool idea, and you net -1 card. Now, this would actually go on to have some other issues because of the Cross's V-Train, but again, those will be issues we dock from the Cross, not from the end, just like these probably won't be docked from the end either because it's not really the boss of the deck in question. What's really important to note is that if your Legion mate loses drives, your Legion leader does not, and your Legion leader's drives are what count. And, yeah. So, it was incredibly easy to consistently get your hand low enough that on your second grade 3 turn, once your opponent's at grade 3 as well, you would ride the Cross and Legion with V the end. You would have a triple attacking Vanguard guaranteed, with potential for on miss to retire 2 rear guards, by the way, performing 6 drive checks over these 3 attacks, and going +3 as well throughout. It was strong. It was one of the best decks when it first became playable in Premium. But it was also really cool and interesting and honestly not that unhealthy. I mean, the only way that this deck was really problematic, like within the vacuum of a single game, was if they hit the end and then on turn, if you go first, hit the end, force 1, put it on your Vanguard, and then Legion, the force marker gives the power to all units on its circle, and thus it's plus 20,000 power, and so you're swinging not 24 but 44. Yes, that was kind of a problem, but that was also not super common. So, but it is important to note that that was and still is a way that you can play Draconic Overlord. So, while the Cross soft faded out in lieu of the Legend, and even further so in favor of the Destiny, it did come back when V the End reared its head. It's beautiful, so fun head. That card's so fun to use. I gotta say, all things considered, the way this thing jived with the card it Legions with, the support that Overlord would go on to get in early G era, and especially with the V support, the way that they could never have predicted what they were going to do, and it still works so interestingly, and the way that the end is balanced in such a way that it's not even really toxic. I'm gonna say it. This might be a controversial take. It's going right up there with Minerva and Drag Ruler, baby. That's where I'm putting it. That might be a weird-ass take, but I love the Cross design-wise. It's so interesting, and it just got even more so when V the End became a thing, and we got more Overlord stuff. It's so cool. Next up, we're moving on to Set 2 Shenanigans, though we only have 4 bosses to go over. 2 Striders and 2 Legion Friendos. So, the reason for this is actually because most of what was in there in Set 2 was supporting things from Set 1, but we, of course, have to introduce every clan eventually. One who surpasses the storm Thavas is, of course, Thavas' first of 2 forms. GB2 is when it attacks a Vanguard. If it's the 4th battle or more, it gains a crit, and your opponent can't call grade 0 cards. Gee, I wonder what that's derivative of. What's that supposed to be a counterpart to? No idea. No idea. No clue. It's not like there's another Strider who, just a set ago had a similar effect. But, like, in the opposite manner. Because that would never happen. And then also, on Stride, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets the free effect that when it attacks on the 4th battle of the turn, exactly 4th battle as well, whereas his GB2 can be 4th or more. But if the Vanguard that strides over it attacks on the 4th battle exactly, you get to choose 3 of your opponent's rear guards, and they retire 1. Now, within Thavas' flavor of Aquaforce, there were actually a handful of effects we got like this, and I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen Aquaforce be like, alright, if you attack a bunch, you get to kill shit and draw cards, and you have various forms of removal and advantage gaining. Overall, I think we're going somewhere in B tier because it's like, where the fuck else are we gonna, like? I mean, you know, it's box standard Aquaforce above you. Put it right below you. You know, it's box standard Aquaforce, but what little flavor Thavas had to separate itself from the rest of Aquaforce during G era, I would say absolutely it does showcase where exactly you're going to be going with it. The Thavas cards themselves, making the opponent choose out of a selection of your choice, and then blow it up is just kind of cool little design space that I like quite a bit. Famous Professor Big Belly. Yup, Great Nature's still boring as shit at this point in time. When it attacks, you can choose one of your rear guards and it gains plus 4,000 power. Then at the end of the turn, you draw a card and that unit dies. On strides, you can counterblast 1 to choose 2 of your rear guards. They get plus 4k. And when a unit in its column hits, if the attacking unit's power is 20,000 or greater, draw a card. So, I will say, while I'm not the biggest fan of playing Great Nature at this point in Vanguard's lifespan, in fact, I'm still not a fan of playing this playstyle for the most part. I really don't like G, and I don't like... I like Lottery Great Nature. I don't really like this version of Great Nature very much, but gotta say, Big Belly is a fantastic card, design-wise. This card does the things that Great Nature wants you to be doing, but also starts to pivot in the direction that Great Nature ends up going later. So Great Nature's keyword is success, and success abilities activate when a unit reaches a certain amount of power. On top of success, Big Belly support would go on to start just checking that units had reached a certain amount of power, even if it wasn't via a success effect. So, this is cool. This is cool. It's a great way to... It's box standard Great Nature stuff, but in a way that also showcases even more than Thavas doing his little one-off gimmick that only his cards did, not really even his support. Big Belly tells you, hey, this is the direction the clan is going in. Get used to it, idiots. And you know, it's a pretty natural direction. I'm going to put it right below Victor. I'm going to put it right above Victor. Really, I'd be happy with these going in either order. I wasn't a fan of either of these clans at the time, though with hindsight, I have been enjoying a lot of Legacy Nova Grappler, so fuck it. Victor goes above. Anyway, on the note of shit-ass bosses from decks that didn't actually do anything, not a goddamn thing, we're going to go with the Tiger first. So, Fervent Professor Guru Tiger. So Great Nature got 2 legions, and this is the one that didn't get retrained into V. I believe the other one was actually a promo. So, let me pull you up to pull up your mate. So what does the mate do? Actually not bad. Also pivots nicely into the way Great Nature's playing at this point in time. So fair enough. Persona Blast for either of your vanguards if you're in Legion, and if you do, choose 2 of your rear guards until end of turn. They get during the end phase. When it dies, call it to an open rear guard circle, draw a card, and counter charge 1. Incredibly powerful effect that lets you continue to extend. Honestly, really fucking solid effect. Design-wise, well, it's nothing too interesting, and it itself isn't really enabling you to play Great Nature, which unfortunately, kind of something Great Nature was expecting at this point in time out of its bosses. And, well, you were just playing a good stuff pile, and it was competing with Big Belly as a boss. And while design-wise, I think that Big Belly is better. You know, you could argue, you probably should have been on both at the time, but you could argue over which one was or was not better. I do think the design space is a little uninspired, though for the time, just draw countercharge was definitely unique. I'm going to put it here. Because it's nothing crazy, but, you know... While I can say with hindsight that it's uninspired to just have a boss that says draw 2, countercharge 2, it's like, well, okay, but, you know, it's all right, and it's balanced by Persona Blast, so it's like, okay, whatever. And for the final G-Set 2 boss, we have Dragonic Kaiser Crimson, who legions with Vermilion. Then, if you're in Limit Break, you choose one of your Legion Make's act abilities, and it has no cost until the next time it is played this turn. And then the third effect is just a power gaining effect. We don't care about that. Now, as an apology letter to Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion, right? This guy right here. As an apology letter, this thing is like S tier. Design-wise, unfortunately, it's kind of not that interesting. It is like the cross trying to... I mean, they're literally doing what they did with the cross, right? They're trying to circumvent the issues that the card has, especially in a modern context, by finding a way to work around it. For the cross, this was providing an alternative effect while consistently guaranteeing the Persona Blast for at least one of those two effects. For Crimson, this is to remove the cost of Vermilion, who, still only gains 2,000 power, by the way. So, sure, you can Soul Blast 1 to get the plus 2k, and then, yeah, alright, you're swinging 27, but... I can't put this very high. I'll put it right below Tetra Drive. I think that it's fine. It's better than the blood just kind of being Vermilion, but different. But it really just isn't all that interesting. On to a brief wall of Dimension Police, shall we? So, Dimension Police got the first G Extra booster, which was just a clan booster, but they weren't calling it that yet. Great Cosmic Hero Grand Gallop. GB2, when it attacks, if its power is 22,000 or greater, so basically if you've resolved 3 power gain card effects, it gains a third drive. That's pretty cool. If you're approaching stride power numbers, you get stride grade checks. That's actually a really cool way of playing around it, especially because you did have plenty of ways to gain power that were not reliant on striding. Then when your G-Unit strides, you are able to give it 4,000 power. In fact, you have to give it 4,000 power, not optional. And it gains the effect that when it hits a Vanguard, it can counterblast 1 to draw a card. So, free power in Vanguard Chunker.deck. Yes, please. Also the ability to pseudo-emulate a stride. This guy's going at the bottom of A tier. The cards around him would go on to be box standard Dimension Police stuff. It would actually be the rest of Dimension Police that would slightly pivot into varying other playstyles. But, I just think the design of this guy is interesting. The fact you get the 4,000 for free, I think is interesting and helps with Dimension Police, but also the on-hit draw with a counterblast. At this point in time, resources were still tight, but not to the point where you could only resolve a few effects. I mean, you have 5 counterblasts and basically all of your effects cost 1. So you get to resolve over the course of the game anywhere from 5 to 7 effects in clans that don't have countercharge pretty consistently. And that's not even touching on the fact that there are effects that didn't cost counterblast. There were ones that were free, and so it's yeah, there's plenty you could be doing here. Now, okay, but now that I'm thinking about it, though, no, because I'm thinking about generic DP stuff from before we got certain things versus after, because he gets retrains later on. And I'll put him here. I'll put him right above Asha. I think that's a good spot for him. I think that's where we're looking for. But my point is, this is very solid. This is a good design. Again, I like the idea of emulating a stride when you can't stride. It's really cool. Now, next up, we got these two. Enigman Tornado and New Era Beast Zeal. Now, these two are, of course, Ride Chain retrains, or rather Ride Chain Legacy support. I guess Zeal is the only one that's a retrain. The Enigman and Zeal Ride Chains were never really the best thing you could be doing, and I have been critical of certain Enigman cards on this tier list before. Also been pretty happy about certain Zeal cards before on this tier list. So, how we feel about these two? Well, what do we know about Enigman? They are a Dimension Police deck, so they want their Vanguard to be big, right? But their big thing is that they restand their Vanguard when they're big enough, under one condition or another. So what does Enigman Tornado do? Well, at the beginning of your attack step, if it is at 19,000 power or greater, so if 2 of your 4K boosts have been used on it, it gains the following effect. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and discard 2 cards. To, on hit, choose a card named Enigman Storm from your soul, write it as stand, choose one of your vanguards, and it gains plus 10,000 power. And if we head all the way down here, we have Enigman Storm, who will be at 21,000 when you do this, with 2 critical. They did it! They let the clan do the thing with its sub-clan. You are also able to put an Enigman into your soul to get 4,000 power, which theoretically allows you to ride Tornado, skip riding Storm, and put Storm to Soul to satisfy one of your 2 effect activations needed to get to 19,000 power. I mean, they just fixed everything wrong. This is, as far as Enigmans were concerned at the time, this was a fucking custom card. If you were an Enigman player, you were eating so good out of this set. And honestly, this deck went from, all right, so we know what the deck is meant to do, but it can't really do it, and it's kind of just shit Dimension Police, and this just takes it and revives it in the craziest ass way. This is at worst going bottom of S tier. I think that's actually right where we're going to leave it. I don't think we're quite touching Scissors or fucking Ethics Reverse or Leopold or the intro duo, the intro duo, if you will. We're not touching the Sneck deck, right? The cool factor of Garmor, the uniqueness of Tsukuyomi, just these two, just these two, just the absolute glorious designs. But this deck took a subclan that was built around the ride chain and just said, all right, we're gonna fix everything. And you know the best part? Chat? They still don't really properly have another boss, because the next closest thing they have to a boss is Enigman Storm, which in Premium, you are still going to run Tornado. You know why? Because riding from Soul still gives you a gift marker, meaning that stick the V-Storm into your Soul, you're playing a deck full of Enigmans, so you're gaining, what? 4 ticks of the continuous effect, which puts you up at 33. Force marker puts you at 43. You're at 53 from the tornado effect, and now you're triggering all of V-Storm's effects. Now, this might go a little bit more in V-Storm's favor when we talk about it later, but I kind of feel the need to talk about it now, like with the end. There's going to be some cards like this where we kind of have to talk about V cards because they don't get replaced. They're just still there. And while I don't know if it's optimal to do this, if you do want to play a dedicated Enigman deck, this is an incredibly strong thing that you have access to going first turn 3. And then it is a 53k, 2 crit, triple drive, and then it restands, though it does lose all of its drives. But that's still incredible. It is a triple attacking Vanguard that goes from minimum of 19,000, could theoretically go higher, all the way up and up and up and up and up to 53 and 53. Insane. Really fucking cool. And again, we're putting a lot of this on Tornado because Tornado enabling all of this is just so fucking cool. So fucking cool. And for the last of the trio, we have New Era Beast Zeal, legions with, of course, Galactic Beast Zeal, the old grade 3. You can counterblast 1 when a card is put in your damage zone. And if you do, you choose one of your opponent's units, and for each of your vanguards and rearguards, it gets minus 1,000 power until end of turn. Also on hit, if your opponent's vanguard is 8,000 power or less, you soul charge 1 and counter charge 1. It's so cool. It's such cool fucking design for the deck, and like here, let me just scroll down to where was Zeal? Zeal was somewhere in B tier, right? Somewhere in this area, I believe, right? Or was he in C tier? I might have put him in C tier because he's different. Because he is. He's high C tier. Zeal, of course, is. He's a little different from regular Dimension Police because, you know, he's lowering the opponent's power. But by this point, we're starting to get a little bit more for him. And actually, this would go on to be pretty much the last we would get until V-Zeal. So that's quite unfortunate. But also, this guy still gels with V-Zeal. But not like in a super relevant way to his design. You're kind of doing the same shit. But yeah, so it's basically just if it's on a turn where you fire off Zeal's Limit Break, it's gonna get down. I mean, you only need 3 rear guards for this for them to hit 8k, and then you get 1 of the counterblast back and some soul. Really cool. And you know, now that we really had this spin on Zeal down, I'm gonna go ahead and put this. I'm gonna put this below Thing Saver. I think I'll do. Again, this whole concept is just a cool, interesting spin on Dimension Police. This was their first time really shooting a wave of support their way. And so, you know, I can vibe with that. I can vibe with that. Also, hello Shadows Mansion, welcome into the chat. We are ranking every Vanguard boss unit ever. We're currently in the G era. There's a lot of these guys, and I have been playing this game for longer than I'd like to admit. All right, on to set 3, comrades. So, we got a few dinguses here. And we're actually going to do the opposite of what we did for sets 1 and 2. We're going to talk about the Striders last, because there are 3 of them. And there's one that's not, and this guy right here is fucking based. Nixie Number Dragon. Legions with Steam Knight Zhang, who, when it attacks, you can counterblast 1 of your Vanguards in Legion to send 1 of your opponent's grade 2 or lower rear guards to the bottom of the deck. If this effect looks familiar to you, that would be because Steam Fighter Amber has this exact same effect, but it needs to be boosted under Generation Break instead of your Vanguard being in Legion. This is really cool flavor because it is specifically a Legion-flavored version of their boosted GB1 Grade 2 effect, which every clan got one of. So, honestly, I think that itself adds a lot of value to the interesting design of these cards, and because, again, we're evaluating these based on not just the bosses, but the things around them, if anyone's here that wasn't at the beginning of the stream. So, the Legion mate in this case does matter. Then, when your opponent's rearguard is sent to the bottom, that's right, the Legion mate's rearguard effect triggers the Legion leader's Vanguard effect. So it's cool. You don't just play the Legion mate because they're the name you need, you play them because they're an actively good card for the leader. It's really fucking cool. But when that happens, you are granted the effect that when Nixie attacks a Vanguard until end of the battle, your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from hand to guard. It's pretty damn cool. For a time when we were still bleeding in Legion cards into our decks, and I mean, if you were trying to be competitive with Gear Chronicle, you were absolutely putting Legion cards in your deck. Yeah, this was a damn good fucking option. I mean, this was a good option. If you were trying to play Legion cards, which, again, there was an argument that you probably had to be if you were on Gear Chronicle. How did I get zoomed out? Why the fuck was I zoomed out? Nixie is just really cool. It itself does not do the thing that Gear Chronicle was doing at the time with the removal, but it just lets you do so much punching off of one removal, because not letting them call anything grade 1 or greater is such a massive limitation. That is 2/3 of your deck gone. You don't need to get big. For the 3 Striders introduced, including the 2 actual Striders and the most based faker you'll ever see, we have Dragonic Vanquisher introducing Narukami to the G era. For the GB2 effect, when your opponent's rearguard is put into the drop zone, due to an effect from one of your cards, this unit gets 3k and a crit until end of turn, and that is not once per turn. Now, chat, does that effect look familiar to anyone else? No. Surely it's not derivative. Well, anyway, we are literally going to dock points for that literally just being Gauntlet Buster as a generation break. Vanquisher also has a stride skill like everyone else, where you can counterblast 1, retire an opponent's rearguard, but also immediately bind it. The reason this is important is because Narukami would start binding cards in the G era, but this still allows you to trigger older card effects that trigger on retire, and then other things, generally speaking, up until V, didn't care if a rearguard was bound, they just cared if an opponent's card was being bound, or checked if there were cards in the bind zone. So, you were still going to be able to trigger your retire effects and your bind effects off of an effect like this, and Sparking would go on to do this when it got retrained later, but that's not really part of the discussion of OG Vanquisher, just something worth throwing out. So, really solid introduction, actually. Slightly changing up what Narukami does, but not in a way that fundamentally changes anything that you're doing, and also using bind as a way to be a more aggressive form of retire in a clan that is supposed to be a more aggressive version of retire turbo.deck. I'd say that's pretty cool. But also the GB2 is literally just Gauntlet Buster's Limit Break, and like, I think that it's cool to take one type of restriction and put it on another. Right, again, the way that Amber's effect was put onto Nixie's mate in order to have that trigger Nixie's effect. I think that in this case, it was kind of just, it feels more in this case like, what the fuck do we do? What the fuck do we even do? I know, we just make the fan favorite card effect again. And so they did. Anyway, that said, right below Ammon, I would say. Just a little bit of a copied effect in a way that just feels like I feel like there's more you could have done with it. You could have had it be on attack, retire, bind, right? But no, we're just Gauntlet Buster Dragon today. Brynhild is really staring me down, demanding my patience. That's true. Yeah. Get fucking destroyed, nerd. But no, just because of the way it's sorted, yeah, we have to look at all of the fucking D title trial decks. Claret Sword Dragon, or rather Supremacy Dragon Claret Sword Dragon, because now there's just a card named Claret Sword Dragon. Its GB2 retires 2 rearguards and gives them 10k and a crit. Or it gives itself, rather, 10k and a crit. And, I don't know, chat. Does that effect look familiar to you? I can't tell. Is it just me? Anyway, this one I'm a little more okay with because there was a significantly longer period of time between these, as well as the fact that, well, Phantom Blaster Dragon had actually been replaced, but also there's a stride that would go on to do this in around the same time, because the Ren Legend deck came out right around the same time that Set 3 did. So these came out pretty much back to back, and so basically everything in them was interchangeable between the two, provided it wasn't restricted to one or the other in regards to the bosses. That said, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty box standard Shadow Paladin effect. You bonk your dinguses and your bingus gets chunk. Also on Stride, you're able to counterblast 1, search your deck for a grade 1 or less card, call it your rear guard, and it gets plus 2,000 power. So no retire cost for this, it just gives you fodder for future retire costs. I dig it. What would go on to happen in G era is Royal Paladin would focus heavily on grade 2s and Shadow Paladin on grade 1s. Not sure why they did this, but, you know, sure. The grade 1 focus would go on to stick way more than Royal Paladin's grade 2 focus, by the way, in so much that V era had a huge focus on grade 1s as well, not just talking about Lard and Claret, though of course they were probably the biggest ones. Anyway, It's Shadow Paladin, all right. Next, we have Blaster Dank Diablo. Just to be clear, I don't have a lot to say about Claret. I think that it's just Shadow Paladin box standard. I think there's more to talk about with basically every other G-era Shadow Paladin variant. Especially once we get to later Claret, when you're on, I don't even remember the second Claret form's name. But Blaster Dark Diablo. GB2. And this is going to be our first different GB2. When you are paying the stride cost of your Blaster G unit, all of the cards in your hand get grade +3. So if you have a first stride that can flip a G unit face up, of which there were plenty, the worst case scenario is you were striding into Blizza, then on your second stride, you effectively have free stride. It will still cost a discard, but it can be literally any card. Because of the card that you're striding on your second and third strides. Blaster Dark Diablo is where we get into what I call an especial stride skill. So I call it that because especial intercept, especial counterblast, you know, it's all the term. So it's an especial stride skill. It's what a lot of subclans also would get later in G with like Rosita and one of the Battle Sister Striders, you know, that kind of stuff. This one, though, not for a subclan, but for specifically Dark Dragon, Phantom Blaster Diablo. And when that strides over top of Blaster Dark Diablo, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Can't really talk about Diablo without talking about Phantom Blaster Diablo. So, let's go over it, shall we? You can counterblast one and choose a face-down card with the same name as it and turn it face up. The important thing is, its current text actually slightly nerfs it. So, the way that this text is supposed to work, that they've now changed with a modern printing, because the people who are... People printing these cards now with modern text forgot how the card is supposed to fucking work. The way it's supposed to work is if you activate this effect, then it checks the number of face-up cards in your G-zone. Now the way that it works, with its modern text, and yes, I am going to take this as a chance to rant about this. Now the way that it works is you check the number before the cost. Now, does this ever matter? No, you're almost never striding units that don't flip. And also, nowadays, you're almost never going into Phantom Blaster Diablo. Does it theoretically matter sometimes? Yes. What the fuck? Why have we nerfed a card? At that point, just make it GB2. Like it was clearly intended to be. At which point, guess what? It still works. Anyway, I heard a redeem. Let me check what that was. That was hydrate.
Oh no, not the hydration.
You know what? Fuck you. I'm drinking chalky milk, not water. Bitch. And then Red Bull. Fuck you.
No. No.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that's just slander. Anyway, so the reason we have to talk about Phantom Blaster Diablo is, of course, again, because Blaster Dark Diablo wants to go into it, but also because it is one of the cornerstones of Shadow Paladin for the next 2.5 years. That is not exaggeration, by the way. This was the Shadow Paladin kill card for literally over 2 years. It was nuts. Shadow Paladin didn't get a better kill card until Drag Strider. Fuck you mean slander, you added the redeemed here. And anyway, so Phantom Blaster Diablo gains 10k and a crit on a 26k base, by the way. Well, technically speaking, it's a 15k base, but you're literally never... I mean, it's not possible to stride it over... The smallest it could be is 24. Over a 26k base, you gain 10k and a crit, and then you gain an effect. On attack, you may retire 3 of your rear guards. If you do, your opponent has two choices. They either choose two rear guards and retire them, which they do not have to do, or they cannot guard Phantom Blaster Diablo's attack. I just want to repeat that. If they do not retire two rear guards, whether by choice or because they can't, they cannot call cards from hand to guard Phantom Blaster Diablo. For roughly a year after this card came out, that meant most decks could not guard. Even when G-Guards came out, most decks could only guard if a heal trigger was in their hand. I believe the only clan consistently capable of guarding this thing, before G-Guards, and even after, consistently capable, after Spike Brothers, because they can search heal triggers with jelly beans. But before and after, theoretically, Gold Paladin, because of Gogurt's stride skill. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this card was incredibly powerful, the cornerstone of Shadow Paladin, most importantly, an incredibly important piece of Shadow Paladin blasters. Now, there's other things to talk about that I'm not going to go super into detail on, because really, Shadow Paladin Blaster didn't get shit for bosses. You were still on Blaster Dark Diablo by the end, though you were also on Vortimer Diablo as your other grade 3, because, well, it was also a decent card. Honestly, arguably a better first ride. But while I won't go super into detail, Shadow Paladin Blaster in its entirety for all of G era revolves around this card. And so factoring in everything this deck would go on to do, as well as Phantom Blaster Diablo, going on to be one of the best generic pieces Shadow Paladin would ever have. This is definitely going at worst in high B tier. I mean, honestly, it introduced such cool cards. Spectral Blaster Diablo being a cool adaptation of Spectral Duke Dragon. It was so cool. Shadow Paladin Blasters just did really cool shit. They had nice ways of regaining the cards that they lost, but it still had costs back then, and it was so cool. King of Knights Vanguard, Ezel. Also, I plan on getting through all of GR in one sitting, and now I'm realizing I've been live for 4 hours, and I'm kind of exhausted from streaming, and I think we're going to wrap up after I finish G Set 4, which is the last set of G's first season of the anime. So I think that's where we're going to wrap up, is once I finish up with that. But, before we do, King of Knights Vanguard, Ezel, legions with the original King of Knights, Alfred. Then you can Soul Blast 2 and Persona Blast either of your Vanguard's names, if Ezel is in Legion, with 2 Z's and 2 L's, by the way, so it's not the Gold Paladin guy. Like literally, it's been confirmed directly to not be him. But you search your deck for a grade 2, 1, and 0, call them each to separate rearguard circles, and shuffle. And then if you're in Legion, this unit cannot be boosted. So it's cool. It modernizes Alfred's effect while still allowing Alfred himself to provide you with a chunky-ass beatstick. And the cool thing is, you are inherently still larger than Strides because, well, you're 31k. So honestly, it creates this really cool design space. I'm going to say, actually, this is probably going in A tier pretty much no matter what. This is the worst we're putting it. It's definitely better than you. Definitely not. No, it's better than you two as well, I would say. I'd put it above Vowing, but Vowing introducing Reverse, you introduce Phantom Blaster introducing Shadow Paladin. It's like, yeah, okay. Now, insert hee hee ha ha funny joke here. We have Docking Deleter Greyon. So, you know, that one's low-hanging fruit. You can counterblast 2 deleters, and then also retire a deleter to delete your opponent's Vanguard, and also force your opponent to vanish delete a card from their drop zone, which is binding a card face down, but it's only called vanish delete when deleters do it, and not when V-deleters do it either. I don't know why. And then also when it's placed on the Vanguard circle, your opponent vanish deletes 2 cards from their drop zone. So Vanish Delete was something that they had a small amount of access to in their original wave in the Movie Booster and Trial deck, but really lean into it over the course of G Era, including getting an alt win in which if your opponent has 13 face-down bound cards, you win the game. It's an incredibly slow alt win and not one you're really going to be getting to consistently, but it is one that this guy very much facilitates, getting you 3 of them on turn 3, potentially 2 more if you can reride and continue striding. Anyway, overall for the deleter playstyle, I think honestly, I mean he's just kind of cool. He's kind of crungly. I'm gonna put him here. We're gonna just squeeze in those reverses and striders. I think Grayon's a cool way to naturally evolve the deleter subclan while also making them a little stronger and leaning more into the Vanish Delete that most of G-era deleters were going to lean into. Alter Ego Messiah is also one of the ones with a completely different GB2 and is the only one of the main striders that has one that's just totally different, I believe. Though Gogurt has one that's fairly... Oh god, I'm scared.
Not the hydrate.
Fuck you, I'm hydrating with Red Bull, bitch.
Morbed.
Anyway, so Alter Ego. When any locked card from either player is unlocked, Soul Blast one and draw a card. So you're not actually generating a lot of soul. This is an effect you're only activating 3 or 4 times over the course of the game, but it's still nice to just get those extra cards. You can front load them or save them for later if you would like. Then, on Stride, you're able to counterblast 1 and lock a rear guard. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, lock it, and then choose one of your vanguards, and it gains plus 5,000 power. So, do not drink milk and then Red Bull. What the fuck? What? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. I guess I won't. All right. Well, yes, I took a sip. Okay, anyway. So, Messiah focuses on a shitload of self-locking and opponent locking and unlocking. And they use this to generate a bunch of aggression and resources. And yeah, Alter Ego gets really good into enabling that. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say, honestly, this one's kind of up there with Blaster Joker and Glendios. It's a whole new deck that still does Link Joker things. It's really fucking awesome. Then we have actually, you know, all right, actually, hold on. I did say I'm exhausted. I think I want to wrap up stream because it has been like 4 hours. And I kind of want to figure out, I just kind of want to like vibe for, I don't know. I don't know, man. But I think I'm going to wrap up here. We'll continue this later. I don't know. I'm not feeling the tier list. I don't know what else I want to do. I'm like, I wanted to keep going, but we'll continue this another time. Thank you all so much for coming out, showing support of the stream. I am fine. Like I said, I don't fucking know. I don't know what I want to do, so fuck it. We'll do something another time, and I will put my taco inside of your bell.